fucking suck at your job, I'm gonna come down there and beat the fuck out of you, you fucking stupid bitch. All right, I'll be down in 10 minutes. Get ready. You better start stretching. I'm gonna fucking wear you out, dumbass. 10 minutes, parking lot.
There you go, baby. That is my, oh, dude, Tommy, that's great.
Welcome to the AFC East Shakedown. I am Tommy, and joining me is the rest of the round table. You got Curtis representing Ace per Head and the Miami Dolphins. He's not a happy camper. You got Anthony representing Jets Life Podcast, representing those Jets. You got Juan representing the Patriots. And you got, of course, Captain D, who's back from his European vacation.
Yep.
Welcome back, Captain D. You missed out, boy. You missed out on a Dolphins. First of all, let's get to you real quick because we haven't talked to you for a minute. So, Dolphins, Colts. I know we're going back a little bit, but we didn't get to talk to you about it. Oh, Captain D, you said the Dolphins should blow them out. What happened?
So first of all, I want to say hello to everyone on the panel like I usually do. It's awesome seeing everybody on here. I had to go on a little bit of a hiatus,
Same to you, brother.
And it was nice to get a little getaway and a little R&R time. But I'm happy to see everybody on here, and we're going to have some fun. But yes, I did want to touch on that. Unfortunately, I was unable to see the game. I was overseas on vacation. But I was doing a lot of reading on the recap of what's going on. And yes, I did make a prediction. I came out here and said, it's going to be a cakewalk. We are going to demolish them on the road and handle business. What I didn't plan on was that this team apparently decided not to show up at all, and all phases of the game. From what I was reading, I did not rewatch the game. I made it back to catch the Patriots game last week, and that was a disappointment as well. We'll touch on that later. But yeah, it was unfortunate. From what I read, I haven't, like I said, gone back and watched film, but it was unfortunate because it seemed like we just didn't show up at all.
Yeah, from start to finish, you did not. But yeah,
wait,
go ahead.
Real quick, I do want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Dan Marino. Happy belated birthday, belated birthday, Dan. He was going through some liver issues. Little side note that I want to tell everybody on here is that Tommy's on here. He's a big Bills fan. He reps the Bills. He's been a Bills fan for a while, but I got a little secret to tell you, all right? I'm going to fill you in on something, all right? Back in the day, Dan Marino had a restaurant in Coral Springs, Florida.
Yes.
Me and Tommy used to have lunch, and we went to Dan Marino's Tavern in Coral Springs, Florida. And guess who was fucking there? Dan the man, having lunch with his family.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if anybody knows this, but Dan Marino, I guess he has, I think, like an autistic son or something like that. So Tommy actually pointed out, he was like, fucking Dan Marino's here. And I'm like, wait, what? And I looked over and I'm like, holy shit, that's Dan Marino's here. He's having lunch. And we left him alone. A lot of people came over and they were requesting autographs. But quick little side note, me and Tommy have actually met a bunch of Dolphins players, which is weird.
Oh, yeah.
And played sports with them and stuff like that. But quick little side story right there. Happy birthday, Dan Marino. I know you're going through some stuff with liver issues and stuff like that. I'm happy that you're healthy. And Dan, you're the man. You're one of my favorite Dolphins. So.
It's funny, like one of them, Joy Taylor, of all people we play basketball with. Who's all over the news as of late.
I know.
Yeah,
what's she on the news for? I didn't see what she's on the news for.
Not really on the news.
It's not appropriate. It's not appropriate to say on the show, man.
Yeah, let's just say there's some stuff going on behind the scenes.
Let's just say there's a reason why she gets on top. We'll go there.
I think I heard something about that.
Right. She climbed the ladder somehow, some way.
Really? That's the deal? That's how she made it?
I mean, that's what's coming out. But there's just a lot of it's a lot of craziness. But she's without a job right now. I think
really she's out. I didn't know she's out.
Yeah, no, she's not. That's it. It's a wrap, Jack.
She's done. Her career's over.
Well, for that, not about career, but I would say a lot of these national media guys are understanding the the future, which is online streaming. You can do your own channel now. Like they can get their own sponsors. They can get rid of, they don't have to deal with ESPN and Fox Sports. Like this is pretty much, and exactly. Because if you're big enough, like as far as a personality goes, you can make money still in this space. So Kimball, Kimball. Yeah, we'll see what happens with him. But Kimball, I'm sure will make his own show. They all do. Dan LeBatard quit ESPN or whatever that whole. And then he wound up. He's going to be fine. He's been fine. So, anyways, moving forward. Let's get to week 2 recap. We'll start with the Dolphins Patriots. Why not? Let's get to that game first. We'll start with Juan. Patriots. They won. So
I'm not gonna even look at Miami because I think we have 2 people here who are going to go ape shit right after me. So let them handle the Dolphins. I'm gonna talk about just New England. So going into that game, remember what I said last week? I said I have picked Miami, but my gut told me I think we're gonna pull this off based on how things looked in that from the last week. And there's some problems. Don't get it twisted. Defensively, oh my God, this is a fucking disaster. Like Vrabel needs to figure that shit out. But I'm gonna stay positive because there's gonna be so much negativity in about 5 minutes in this show. I'm gonna try to stay as positive as I can. Okay. My offense, however, this is the first time in 20 since 21 where we actually had a functional offense. They were actually watchable. I can actually enjoy watching my offense go down the field and actually score some points. The fact that I have to be happy about doing this one time shows the demonic abyss that my offense has been through in the last 4 seasons. But Patriot Nation right now, we're very sporadic. Last week, we thought that our team was going to go fucking 1-16 and our quarterback is going to be ass and all that. Well, now everybody's in love with Drake May again. Drake May was sensational in that game. The stats don't say it, but he really played like grown-ass man quarterback last week. And that's what we've been waiting for the entire time. It only happened once. We need to see it happen more often for us to really get invested. But he was just surgical. Going 19 for 23 for an 80-something% completion is absolutely fucking insane. He was sensational. I don't even know if he made any real mistakes, to be honest. Maybe he made a couple of like pre-snap mistakes, which would explain a little bit of the rush that was happening at certain points in this game. But that's grown man stuff that'll come in. He's a second-year quarterback. Like, they're not going to be perfect in doing pre-snap play calls. So otherwise, he's been sensational. The offensive line look pretty damn good themselves, especially on pass pro. Like the sacks that were allowed weren't from offensive linemen. They were actually from like the tight end and Henderson, who was ass in that game. He got his welcome to the NFL game, hopefully out of the way. But the line is looking pretty good. The rookies, Campbell and our left guard was sensational last week, and we can't be happier right now. The rookies got their bad game out the way. Mind you, Campbell was even bad against the Raiders, but he just had the bad quarter. He's played 7 sensational quarters of football as of late, and things are looking up, and it's looking great. We're going against the Pittsburgh team tomorrow. I know we're not talking about them yet, who can't stop the run to save their lives. So hopefully Ramondre will continue his tirade the way he tore apart Miami last week. Hopefully that'll happen again. Antonio Gibson hopefully will continue to do the same thing over and over. Things are looking up in New England. I'm happy. I'm enjoying the positivity. And one more time, will not mention how shit and disgusting my defense, especially my linebackers, are. We want to talk about that right now.
It's a happy one today. We want this is a change for Juan for this week. I hope it now that could quickly change. Yeah, that could quickly change. I want to say hi to the people in the chat real quick. Scott Blakely, of course. We see you, Scott Blakely. You know it. You're saying Tommy ignoring. I would never ignore you, Scott. Spin in the house. He's saying that, well, this is the AFC East. I expect 25% positive, 75% trash.
Yeah, Tommy, what I told you in the preview show. Did I tell you that you don't have to worry about jack shit when it comes to division? Did I not tell you that the first episode? Our division sucks. You're fine. You're fine.
And I said that when the season ended last year. I'm not like, that's my only thing about my team. It's like, I know that I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a surprise announcement. We're going to win the AFC East again next year, but who cares? We need to get to the Super Bowl. It's like late November. It's possible. We'll see. It's week to week. I'm not, the one thing about me, I don't want to, totally, talk trash. Yeah, but we're looking solid right now. But we do have holes. No problem. We definitely have holes we need to correct. Spin. I could have told you that last year. Exactly, Spin. So
yeah. Come on, son.
Yes. So
two rebuilding teams, right. Team that is imploding. Like you're good.
Yeah, Curtis. Actually, no. Before I get to Curtis is going to go off. Let's get to Captain D because he's going to go off too. I'm sure. Captain D. Let's talk about Patriots Dolphins. Were you able to see that one too, or catch any of the? Oh, you got back in time, right, Captain D, on that one, right?
I got back in time. I got back last week Saturday, pretty late, but I was able to wake up and enjoy the game. And I don't know. I kind of left this game scratching my head, and I've been so confused lately on the direction of both these teams, and I was just very, very confused. Both these teams were salivating for each other to give each other the game. I mean, it was just I'm not. It's still disclaimer. It's still very, very early in the season, and the Patriots are on this rebuild. And they're finding out things as they go. What is the nature of Drake May and the decisions that they've made? But this is a Dolphins team that is in complete disarray, and we are as dysfunctional as a team and an organization that you can imagine. So for this game to even be as close as it was. It just goes to show it was just disappointing. This was a game that the Dolphins should have pulled out and won, but unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way, unfortunately. So I'm still skeptical about the Patriots. There's still a lot of time that we have to wait and see of what they're going to become and be by the end of the season. We're going to find that out. But hey, they figured out a way to win. Good teams will find it. I mean, the bad teams will find a way to lose. And that we did. And the Patriots figured it out. And they got the win on the road against a division rival. And that's important. So,
and a place we haven't won since Tom Brady.
Yeah. And by the way, they threw out the stat before the game, which I didn't even know. But Tua was undefeated going against the Patriots.
Yeah.
I think it was 7-0.
Yeah, that's wild, right?
So we can sit up here and talk about Josh is our daddy and who's daddy. Tua was, I guess, apparently, I didn't even realize that stat, that Tua was considered the daddy to the Patriots.
He owned Bill Belichick.
Yep.
Yeah, that's wild.
Clearly how things can change. So that was interesting. You have to tip your hats off to the Patriots. Good job. On the road, like I said, division rival. Hats off to them.
Scott coming in. This is for you, Anthony. He says, Anthony, you seeing Darnold ghost? You look sad. He's concerned about you. He says, we're here for you. We still love your takes. And he says, he's telling you to,
bro. Let's go.
Telling you to hang in there. Tyrod, baby. My old quarterback.
I like Tyrod. So.
We'll get to my game.
We'll respect Tyrod. Oh, we will. We will. All right, Curtis. Curtis, the floor is yours.
Oh, I need my popcorn. Damn.
Here we go.
Waiting for this all week.
Want some popcorn? Or get some popcorn.
So I definitely, if you probably haven't noticed, I got some mental issues. And one of those is I got like an OCD. So I watch film and I get fixated on stuff. And I saw something so disrespectful and so unique. I don't know if I've ever seen it before. And so I'll get a little thing here. So the Patriots, who definitely have major issues in the secondary, but they have a smart coach who says, oh, I get it. So they ran a 40 defense, 4 down linemen. They spread them wide technique, sometimes running the wide 9. Okay, not that curious. But then they ran one gap on the interior lineman most of the time. Okay, let's take it a little step further. Their linebackers played 5 and 6 yards, never, except for maybe 2 plays, took a step forward. It was read, react, and drop. And no blitzing. They blitzed 10% of the time. And so, okay, maybe you don't get that. But what that says is when you play a wide 9 alignment, you realize that those interior D tackles are stranded. So you would run 2 gap to control the stuff. They said, screw that noise and just shot the gaps. And if you're going to do that, you would say, oh, man, we got to watch out for that interior run. We got to bring those linebackers up and let them take a step forward. They said, screw that noise, and they played read and react. That is and blitzed 10% of the time. That is the most disrespectful look that you could possibly. I've used this before, this analogy, I think twice, so it's not new, but it's akin to you walking down the street with your girlfriend, and a guy walks up, slaps you in the face, pushes you down, spits in your face, grabs your girl and says, she's mine. And you go, okay. The Patriots defense said, I think your O-line sucks. I know your head coach is nervous, Nelly. We'll abandon the A and B gaps. We're going to get our pressure with 4 guys. We're going to drop everybody all the time. And you ain't doing nothing about it. You can't, and you won't. They blitzed us 10% and got 30% pressure. Conversely, on the Patriots side, we blitzed them 40-something%. I'll check here. Hold on. So we blitzed them 42% of the time and got 22% pressure. So you want a quick eval of your O-line, you check the blitz rate to the pressure rate, and the disparity between the two above and below tells you they got 3 times the pressure with 4-man blitz. We got half, blitzing almost 50% of the time. We suck. Vrabel knows what time it is. He knows his secondary sucks. Slow linebackers. We were able to put points on. But the fact that McDaniel didn't understand this, the fact that we couldn't take advantage of it, it is a wrap. You take a better defense, you put them out there, and it's sort of what the Bills did. They changed it up a little bit. But, guys, this is a joke. And you got it. So, there's no one going to win consistently with that framework. It is, I mean, I've seen the defenses against us for a year and a half. Wide alignment, 40 defense, high linebackers, coverage all day. But this was that on steroids, injected with adrenaline and cocaine piles snorted up. And our team was so impotent and limp, we couldn't take advantage of it. And it goes back to the fact we are cooked. Other than that, it was fantastic.
Oh, man. Anthony, what's your thoughts on this game?
That was the smartest crash out I've ever heard.
Yeah, it really was.
That was great.
Anthony, what's
I
your
learned
take,
something while he's going great.
Right, yeah. A little bit about cocaine, a little bit about other stuff. But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Anthony.
I gotta go mostly what Curtis said, but
there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Piggyback off Curtis.
You kind of saw it. Like, I mean, especially at the results from Week 1, there's definitely something going on down there in Miami. I think they're closer to the end than they are kind of sticking with anybody that's there. We talked about Halloween being that designated spot, but if things kind of keep moving that direction, it might happen sooner than that even.
Shit, it might happen in a few days.
No. You guys. Wait. Hold on. I'm sorry, Anthony. I don't want to cut in. I want you to understand. Our franchise is Hollywood. We are about winning. What they're going to do is do another hype hustle. They're going to lay it all on McDaniel. They're going to lay it all on, especially Tua. And they say, we only had the right quarterback. And they're going to turn it all onto the quarterback they're going to draft. And the reality is the fans will follow along. And the truth is Chris Sims said this. I couldn't believe it. I almost pissed myself listening to it. He said, Flores tried to bring this like discipline thing in there, but Ross and the cronies around him who have power, they didn't want that noise. And so you've got a normal structure, the coach and GM, but then you've got this upper echelon of hanger-ons and idiot owner who's brilliant because he's making huge amounts of money on F1. So they don't care about if we win. All they care about is the hope that we'll.
Oh, there you go. Looks like Ross cut off our boy Curtis for a second.
Ross canceled Curtis.
So Ross is a little bit. Yeah, the money. Oh, you're back. We were just saying Ross cut you off. But go ahead.
So this
Curtis.
is a hype train. I think that they can't get a real GM. I think they can't get a real coach. So they'll ride McDaniel to the Washington game because that's why they're pumping him up. You see, look how good a game he called. It's just this poor guy strapped to Tua. And then they'll wait to the Washington game because they got to do the tank right this time. They got the coach, but they got to cover it up so Ross doesn't lose picks. They'll ride into the Washington game when they're in position for their pick. And then when the people are pissed off, they'll pull them. And they'll get what they want and reset the hype. And most people buy into it. But it's all BS. I don't think they can they're going to promote within so they don't have to change the power structure. Because a real GM would come here and say, Garfunkel, go stick it. Ross, you hired me to win. If you're coming here interfering, I'm out because I'm here to win. And then all the money man, I can't remember his name, and all the other guys that have power. So the more than likely, this is going to be a hustle, hype, restart, reset, switcheroo. I'll see. I hope I'm wrong. So whatever you think about rationality and winning, do not apply into Miami until they prove otherwise.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Anthony, do you want to continue on there?
I think Curtis hit it all on the head. Basically, at the end of the day, at some point in time, Dolphins will be changing shit up, and hopefully sooner rather than later for Curtis' sake.
I'm like, you're gonna say it all, bro. Like, let's have it.
Yeah.
Sad.
Curtis is on a mission, man. Cecil coming in. Pats are moving up. Fins are moving down. Jets are more of the same. Let's see here. Scott Moss here says, is that a power on Curtis' desk? Let's see your desk there, Curtis. What's going on over there? All right. Let's see. Anthony got that paper bag ready for tomorrow's game. Man, come on. Be nice to Anthony. Man, what's going on? Anthony.
I'll keep my face showing. I'm not going to hide.
Yeah, that'll be 3 weeks when they fuck us up on Sunday Night Football in a few weeks. It's fine. I'll be right with you, Anthony.
I thought the rants come at the end of the show. Yeah, but Curtis likes to get them over with nice and early. Look, I was with Juan when we predicted this game. I picked the Dolphins, but I was with Juan as far as saying it could go. The Patriots could win the game, though. Like, it was one of those games I felt was kind of a toss-up game, but I was going with the team that was at home. I felt like the Dolphins still have a little bit more better of a roster, I feel like. But they just can't put it together. Wrong coach, wrong GM, a bunch of players that just aren't. I don't know what it is, man. It's just not working, right? And that's when you have to blow it up, start fresh, and that's what bringing in a new GM, new coach does. But if that's not going to happen, like Curtis said, or that's not in the works, then it's just like putting a Band-Aid on a cut that keeps getting deeper, bigger and bigger and bigger, and the blood just keep on gushing out. Like, Band-Aids are only going to hold for so long, right? So you have to go to the hospital, right, and get stitches. And if Ross continues to just put Band-Aids on this thing and thinks everything's going to be okay, then he's just doing a disservice to his fans. But at the end of the day, if fans keep showing up, fans keep spending money, he keeps getting contracts from FS and all that other stuff, then he doesn't care. A lot of owners are like that, right? If they see the dollars coming in through, they don't. At the end of the day, they don't care. And he's not. Obviously, he's a billionaire or whatever. He's smart as shit, whatever he's done, but he's probably not a good football guy, right? He needs somebody there who can at least tell him, hey, these guys got to go. And maybe he doesn't have that. I don't know. I don't know your
only like Harbaugh or Pate would have saved us. Because if you go back, he was intimidated by Parcells. He gave Parcells carte blanche. But he was so intimidated by him, he didn't approach him to extend his contract. And Parcells is like, he thought, because he takes it like a warrior, he thought this guy was going to screw him, so he left. But the reality is that that's why he likes the Philbins and the Gases and the McDaniels and the Greers, because he's used to being in powerful control, and the corporate people all lick his boots and he's got comfort. But when it comes to warriors, people with strong personas, he gets very nervous and makes him feel uncomfortable. And that's why every single warrior that's come through into this organization problems with Harbaugh or Peyton would have saved us, because they would have had the power to say, shut up, Garfunkel, don't get involved. So until we get that, doom.
I think Gruden could be that guy if he went that direction.
Yeah, but he can't draft, so
it doesn't matter about that. You get a GM that knows. You get a GM that in there that knows what they're doing. And then because I think if he's a guy that's not gonna, he's gonna turn things around wherever he goes. He's a very knowledgeable guy. Yeah, so you need that kind of guy. His voice won't go on silent ears, right? Like that guy.
That's what you need.
He knows his. Yeah, absolutely. So, but the problem is too when it comes to Gruden is. Obviously, the whatever's going on with the NFL and him, and the owners usually are siding with Goodell, right? So I don't know if Gruden is welcome back quite yet. So it would be interesting to see if an owner says "fuck that, fuck Goodell. I'm just going to hire this guy anyways." I don't know. You would think he would already been hired by now. So I don't know what's going on there, but he would be a great pickup for any team, really. That's in need of a coach, but I don't know the deal with that. Spin coming in is Anthony on the same hype train from last year, with the horns blaring while the train is flying off a cliff. You want to answer that, Anthony? You want to respond to these allegations?
Flying off a cliff. Let's give it a few weeks before we crash out and derail.
Okay, so you're not there yet. Sean coming in, my good buddy Sean. Issue in Miami has a bad quarterback the players don't believe in. So many people have success with way less around them than Rua. I'm sure he meant Tua, but than Tua. So I think it's a combination of everything, because you can win with a average to good quarterback, depending on your head coach. Now, I'm not saying you can win a Super Bowl necessarily, but you could be. I've seen teams make the playoffs with subpar quarterbacks. I mean, it just depends. Yeah, exactly. Not Super Bowl, but until you find that quarterback. You know what I mean? You can be somewhat successful, or at least show your fans, hey, like all we need now is a quarterback. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just feel like the Dolphins. You know what? Too. I think Tua's definitely regressed. Like he's man. This is probably the worst. This is probably the worst I've seen. But he had a decent game against the Patriots. Like that wasn't a terrible performance.
And the Bills.
And the Bills. Well, it wasn't. I would say he had a better game against the Patriots as far as taking more shots downfield, 26-32
down the field against us.
Yeah, 315 too. I think with us, which we'll talk about that in a little bit, but I think he was just taking what the defense was giving him, which was smart. That was a great game plan. That's how you beat the Bills, by the way, or at least you try to beat the Bills that way, and that's a smart way to do it. But you got to score touchdowns, which you guys did. We'll get to that game.
He looked a little athletic on Thursday night too. He was dodging.
He did. He was getting out of the pocket. Yeah, we'll get to that game. But yeah, either way, man, I just feel like this game was Could have went either way. I will say what was crazy in that game was the kick return, the punt return touchdown, and then right after the kick return for a touchdown for the Patriots. I mean, right when the momentum swings, it swings right back. Unreal, man. Insane. But I will say this at the end of the game, because I did watch the end on Red Zone, and Tua cannot, that's one thing I hate when quarterbacks do, is when you're running out of time, you're on going for the win or tie, whatever, and you are in a third down, fourth down, and you don't give your receivers any opportunity. So the third down, he runs out of bounds. For me, you got to make something happen there. You can't just run out of bounds and get no yards. And then on fourth down, honestly, who cares? If you toss it up and intercepted, what does it matter? Like, at least give a receiver an opportunity. He took the sack. Like, I hate quarterbacks that do that. They do that a lot. I feel like at that, what do you got to lose? You're going to lose the game. If you don't, it's fourth down. So just toss it up. So I don't feel like he did that, and he took the sack, and that was the game. So you got to give your receivers an opportunity, because you never know. On 50-50 balls, you never know who's going to come down with it, or it could be pass interference. So he just didn't. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like he plays a little safe, or he gets, I don't know, discouraged, or I don't know what his problem is when games are like
he messed up 3 different drives. He got the sack from Harold Landry first, then the pick to Martin Mapu, and then the sack from Milton Williams. That's 3 times that he's messed up at the end of the drives in the fourth quarter. He was not good in that fourth quarter.
But I think you got to understand, guys.
Achan running out of bounds, we should have lost the game. But those 3 instances.
But he's done it through his
I think, though, guys, you got to
though.
understand, though, if you're only blitzing 10% and getting 30% pressure, that means 90% of the time you're throwing into 7 DBs. And then when you take into account the guys we kept in to protect, you're talking about 3 against 7 on 90. I wouldn't say 90, but maybe 75% of the plays. I mean, look what they used to do to Josh. I did it. Nobody even pulled together like that. In 2020, when he had a great season, he was the most blitz quarterback in the league by like 40 blitzes. And then the defenses said, let's not blitz him. And then Josh's numbers started going down, down, down. The less he had the run game, the offensive line wasn't always hot to trot. And then he started seeing ghosts, throwing tons of picks. And then the Finn fan over here told you guys in 21, pass balance, diversification, reduce the numbers of touches and throws he gets, and will amplify leverage on what he does. And then Brady comes in midway to 23 when Shaky Bones Dorsey gets dumped, and all of a sudden they implement my little plan, and all of a sudden he starts taking off. And now he's got 26% pressure rate, 30% blitz rate, and his throw time's higher than it was in 23. And 24, so they've set the framework up.
What I'm hearing is that you should be an offensive coordinator. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, only in the I'm like McDaniel. I'm a theorist. I'm not actually good enough to do strategy or tactics.
I'm with. I heard you say that for years, and I'm with you, and I agree with you, Curtis. Right? I mean, honestly, most teams in the NFL should be well balanced. Right? That I'm not disagreeing with that at all. That take, However, you still have to have the personnel on offensive line. I'm just saying, to pass pro and to run block. So when you're dialing it back, you talk about my team and what you wanted us to do back in 2021, 2022 even. We had Dable. They didn't believe in that. We had a poor offensive line. We kept getting these 1-year players, drafting poorly if we did, like Cody Ford. Smaller offensive linemen. We weren't built to be run blocking. We were more pass protection, but even that wasn't the greatest.
I'll counter that.
No, I'm just saying it.
I'll counter it with clear. Dolphins in 2020 had Shane Gailey. Dolphin fans were told by their podcasters he's trying to sabotage Tua. Reality is, if you understand, a real OC, a brilliant OC, deals things on the conceptual level Then pregame, it's strategic level. And then within the game, it's strategic and tactical. And Gailey ran that ball a ton with very little success, but he understood that it helps the entire offense because they've got to account for things they see, even if it's not successful. And when you call a run in the first quarter, it's giving your defense time on a bench and it's setting things up. It's called setting things up. And if you look at Fitzpatrick, he had a way worse offensive line than Allen ever had. But if you go back and look at
that. I don't know about that, Curtis.
Film so much. You have to understand it's not always about getting the run. It's about what is that setting up? What is that producing long-term within the drive, within the half, within the game, both for the defense and offense? And so it's a marriage between the tactical and strategic. There's plenty of teams. It's not even, if you go back to the numbers, it's not even the run production that actually helps you. There's a more correlation to success to the numbers of runs than the actual yards. That's a fact. Because what happens is that alters the leverage of the defense. It forces them to adjust, and a good OC can then call the right play in one of those adjusts when the tension is created to the line of scrimmage to open things up. And that's just not, it's just a fact.
I get it.
Sorry, I'm hot, Tommy.
No, I get it, but I still am not totally. I still think.
Okay, you can be wrong. You're allowed to be.
No,
I love you enough to let you be wrong.
I still think you have to have the players on the field.
Yeah,
that you talk about it all the time, right? I'm just giving you an example. You talk about it all the time with your team, right? We got a poor offensive line. So, yeah, you can run. But as your team's getting scored on, right, you're going to need –
you got to have a defense to help.
But if you run – my point is if you have a poor offensive line, you can't run block, and you're getting, like you say, who cares, run, and you're only getting 2 yards, 1 yard, -1 yard, 3 – what does that do for you? You're still going to wind up punting. You're still going to be in third and longs because you're a run game.
Go check Gailey.
Not always. Listen, I watched my
20.
Okay, you keep going back to one guy. I don't care about Gailey. I'm talking about my specific team. I'm telling you what I watched. All right. Once we got an offensive line, listen, once you got the offensive line to run block, yes. And not only that, the running back, you also have to have a decent running back with good contact balance, with good vision to get all that going, because like you said, the defense has to respect your run game. Once they respect your run game, it makes it a lot easier on the pass game, and you can open up the play actions a lot more smoother. I get that. I'm on board with that. I never was against it.
This is a good segue to the Thursday night game. Since we're already talking about all of a sudden, might as well talk about Thursday night.
We got to get to the Jets. No, I get it. I just feel like you got to have. And listen, I agree with you too. Joe Brady is an upgrade, definitely, over Dorsey, no doubt about it. I think Dorsey's a great quarterback coach. So I don't like when people knock him on that. I think he's done very good in the NFL.
He's just too shaky to call.
It's just not. Yeah, it's not. But that goes for a lot of position coaches. Sometimes they just are better left alone at that specific. They're great at one thing and they can't make that that leap to the next offensive coordinator or head coach. And I think Dorsey kind of fell in that line where he's just a really good quarterback coach. He's good with working with quarterbacks. I thought he did a great job with Newton, MVP year when he was there in Carolina, and did a great job with Josh Allen. I mean, he helped Josh Allen a lot. Though some people disagree, I'm telling you he did. Allen's numbers went way high the year Dorsey got there. So, but outside of that, you're right. Like Brady was a major upgrade. He understood what he wanted to do. And honestly, that's what our coach wants to do. He was preaching it forever. He didn't want the fun ball. He wanted it to be more balanced. But at the same time, they needed to add guys like Osiris Torrance. They need to get Spencer Brown to get up to par with his back and all that. So we built our line a little bit better suited for the balance that you're talking about. So that's how I see my team.
One little thing is just think of it this way. It's better to make the most of the worst. And if you are operating tactically and strategically correct in a bad situation, it's better than taking that bad situation and putting yourself in strategic and tactical weaknesses. So it's just making the best of the worst.
Yeah.
Really the key.
I will say this though. And we'll get to our game very shortly, but I will say this: even Joe Brady. Yeah, we have to. Even Joe Brady, who I like a lot, and I think he's done a great job. He has holes in his game that I need to see better from him. But anyways, let's get to the Jets and the Bills game because we didn't talk about that yet. Anthony, go ahead. Talk to me.
He said get to the Thursday night game.
No, we're not skipping this game. We're not skipping that game. Good try. Go ahead. In New Jersey, talk to us.
Oh boy. All right, where to start? So it was basically everything could go wrong at that moment in time. That did. It started off with that very first drive, and Justin Fields was inaccurate this game. He had issues, wasn't making the right reads, and wasn't making the right reads on time, which is going back to the issues that he had throughout his career. He had Garrett Wilson wide open on the very first possession in the middle of the field and just sail the ball high. Does that make a difference in the game? Probably not. But at that point, the Jets are at least in midfield. Garrett looked like he had some room to run to. Maybe gets another 10, 15 yards after the catch. And then you're talking about, first possession, get some points, and you're talking about a different game potentially. I think overall, the way they came out, the results would have been pretty much the same because the defense played terribly. Defense couldn't stop anything. The score ended up being 30-10, but the Bills let off the gas, like basically midway through the third quarter. It could have been really, really ugly, more uglier than it was. Again, Justin Fields, inaccurate. It's basically, Jets basically catfish Jets Nation a little bit here with the offensive play. Week 1, they looked brilliant. Things looked great. The running game was strong. Justin Fields probably played one of his best games out of his entire career in Week 1 for the Jets, and then all of a sudden he rebounds the following week with arguably one of his worst games of his career. The offensive line wasn't able to get much push in the run game. I think the Bills obviously came into this game, said, we're not going to get smashed in the mouth like we did in Week 1. We're going to do everything in our power to prevent that from happening. And they loaded the box and, on early downs. And, teams with good quarterbacks, when you're given that look, it's all right. Quarterback's got to beat us. And Justin Fields was inaccurate, missed plenty of throws in this game. And the few throws he did make, there was a play at the end of the first half where he had a running back in the flat, Isaiah Davis, and just hesitant to throw the ball, kind of like clutched a little bit, ended up getting him the football. But when he did, it was already too late. If he had delivered it as the play was progressing, you're talking about the running back having a good 20 yards in front of him. These are two plays that Justin Fields didn't make. I don't know. It's hesitancy. I don't know if it's I'm not 100% sure. So does it change the result of this game? No. Maybe it's a little more competitive. Couple bad penalties early in the game too. The stupid roughing call on Josh Allen on the very first possession where the Jets can hold him to a field goal in that moment instead. And it was the right call. The friggin' Clemens is an idiot and decides to fall on Josh Allen on third and 15 or whatever it was. You're talking about after the first 3 possessions, Bills scoring 9 points instead of 6. 13 points. A little bit of a different game. But again, the Jets just couldn't stop anything. Brandon Stevens, as I mentioned last week, he's a problem on the back end. And not a good problem for the Jets, a bad problem. Doesn't seem to get his head around, which is a problem that he had even with Baltimore. It's not a big surprise. This is something that we all kind of saw from him throughout his career. The Jets just had a situation where they had to pay somebody and pay the wrong guy to be opposite Sauce Gardner, and he's getting abused week in and week out. The safeties are just they're not tackling well, not playing anything, and when you get up 225 yards on the ground, it's a long day, and that's exactly what it was for them.
Yeah, it was. And I was shocked that Curtis actually picked you guys to beat us. Shame on you, Curtis.
I didn't pick them to win. I said it would be close.
Oh, you did. Get out.
No, I didn't. I said it'd be like the Pittsburgh game. It would be close, but they'd lose.
Listen, there's
go back and check the Tommy boy.
A few things we got to know about this game, Curtis. One, we're not the Steelers, and two, the Jets weren't the Ravens, right? We knew this going in. Now, the Jets had a good run game, obviously. That's how they're building this offense, which is the right way. I said that week one. They did a good job against the Steelers, which the Steelers defense right now is not looking good anyway. So,
it stays that way probably.
It may, which is surprising for Pittsburgh because they're normally a good defensive team, sound at least. But yeah, man, we ran the ball all over your defense. And I said it, we were previewing the games last week. Take away the run early on, force Fields to beat you. Passing the ball through the air, and it's not going to go good for the Jets. And exactly that's what happened. They took away the run early on, forced Fields to beat you through the air, and he had 27 yards. I mean that's about as poor as you can get through the air.
The craziest stat of the game. The craziest stat of the game is that Mitch Trubisky had more passing yards than Justin Fields
on one throw. Yeah, one throw. So embarrassing. So, yeah, and Josh got punched in the nose there, which it happens. He wore a visor in the Dolphins game, but one pass. And I was like, what the hell's Mitch doing? That was kind of crazy. I think he caught the Jets off guard there. I don't think they thought he would come out and just throw the ball. They probably thought he'd run. They just run the ball there, wait for Allen to come back in. But it was listen, man, your team needs a lot of work. Fields clearly is who he is, right? Like he's going to have some games, I think, where he throws for 150, 200 yards, and you're going to be like, oh, hey, yeah. And then it's going to go right back to 75 yards and a pick. You know what I mean? So, he is who he is. Yeah, which is fine. I think at this point, it's a 2-year quarterback, a 2-year signing, which is fine. You go through the draft, you get your quarterback, and you have him as a backup or as a gadget kind of quarterback, right? A Cordell Stewart. That's what I've been saying. That's what he should be used as.
That one.
Yeah, for me, if I'm a team, I pick him up. If it's a somewhat cheap signing as a backup and use him as a gadget. As a gadget guy like Cordell did for all those years, why not? Like, I'm talking about running wise, because teams, gadget, you know what I mean? Because teams, this is the NFL. The NFL, they love to put in. Look, Matt Collins threw a touchdown pass. You know what I mean? You could do stuff like that with a guy like that. He still has good feet. He can still run, right? So, and he has an okay arm if it needed. But no, he's not obvious. He's not the answer. You guys need to go through the draft and continue to go through the draft till you find your quarterback. Don't give up. Like, just like the Patriots. Like, Patriots made a mistake and they kept going back until they got it right? And they finally, it seems like, got it right. So that's how I see it. But yeah, this game was a sleeper too. I gotta say, snooze fest. At one point, the game was dragging on. It would just not end. Dude, and I love watching Bills football, but it was so by like the third quarter, I'm like, this game just got to end already. It was so boring because
I watched one part when they broke Josh Allen's face. I just wanted to see what happened to his face. After that, I took that shit off my TV and kept watching the other games.
Dude, it was a tough watch, man.
You had 2 games going on that were like exciting. You had the Bengals game, you had the Giants Dallas game going on, and the Jets game and the Bills game is still on TV. It's like, what the hell's going on here?
I think it ended like later than all the other 1 o'clock games.
Yeah, ended like 4:30 or something like that.
Yeah, it was just like dragging on, dude. And I'm like, the Jets are never going to get into this game. The Bills are just kind of going through the motion. We don't, and that's one thing too about our team. We do not put the pedal to the metal. I have no idea why. I wish our coach would stop doing that. Just go for the throat and kill him, man. Like, honestly, I love coaches that say, fuck it, run up the score. I don't care. We don't do that. It's not in my coach's, head. He doesn't like to do that. Like, he just just doesn't, I don't know. He just doesn't, we build leads and he just kind of, He wants to play it safe, and I hate that. I hate that. Work the clock. Man, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous game.
They try to be daring against the Dolphins with those dumb timeouts with drives.
We'll talk.
What the
Stupid.
hell is he doing?
I get it, and I don't. But that's what makes him so, frustrating. Anyways, Captain D, what's your thoughts on the? I don't think you watched it. What's your thoughts, real quick, on the Jets and the Bills?
I watched a little bit of it, but the bottom line is that the Jets are building. They're building. Aaron Glenn has a clean slate, and they're trying to find out what's going to stick or what's not going to stick for this team moving forward. So Aaron Glenn's trying to paint his own picture on what this Jets organization, his team, is going forward. I like Aaron Glenn. I'm hoping that, believe it or not, even though they are a division rival, I'm really hoping that he can make this Jets team better and make this rivalry of the Dolphins and the Jets interesting again. I remember years ago, that was the real rivalry right there, Dolphins, Jets.
When I grew up, that's what it was, man.
Yep. It was always interesting. It was always fun. And I remember going to Jet games, and, man, it was not fun, man. It was not fun. That Jets, Jets. It was crazy. But let's see. It's going to take time. We have to wait and see what direction they're going. I do feel like Justin Fields is not going to be there very long. They have to address the quarterback situation there and continue to build. So I'm not surprised on the outcome of the game. I'm not saying that the Jets are going to have a terrible season, but they are in the rebuilding process and trying to get better.
So
100%. Well said. Yeah. Go ahead, Anthony.
On that a little bit here. So on the Aaron Glenn thing, I'm not by any means saying like this is like a one and done type of situation. Obviously, he's got a couple years here. This is his team to build. But something that's got to be more improved is we cannot have games like this. And I talked about it last week before the Steelers game. I don't want these games to go in there. And yes, the Bills are, it's expected that they were going to win this game and probably win it big. But I wanted to see some fight. I want to see something. I want to see something out of this team, especially at home against a division rival. As good as the Bills are, you're supposed to be able to keep up with your division rivals to some degree. This game was over before the opening kickoff. It was over very, very, very fast. The 3-and-out, Bills score a touchdown, then the fumble, and you're already down 10-0 before you even blink an eye. And there was not much done on the defense side of the ball to change things up from what we saw in the Steelers game. These are things, especially from a defensive-minded head coach, when you have a defensive coordinator that was a one-time head coach, you're expecting your defense to be a strength, and you're expecting your defense to improve week to week, not show a lot of the same shit that you saw the prior week. Again, I know it's Josh Allen. Again, I know Steelers, Bills, blah, 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 blah. But the communication issues we saw in week one continued. The run defense got worse. The offense obviously had a major down week from what we saw the prior week. We just can't have this be a situation where teams looking like they're not ready to play. Because then you saw the same situation we have with Salah. Many situations where the Jets just came out, looked flat, and by the time third, fourth quarter rolls around, it looks like the team gives up and the team doesn't want to play anymore. That's unacceptable. The accountability stuff that we talked about with Glenn. After week one, Xavier Gibson fumbles that opening that kickoff. Steelers take over, score a touchdown, take the lead. Well, guess what? Week two, there were plenty of situations, and I'm not saying you're going to bench everybody, cut everybody, because you can't do that. But a guy that's probably shouldn't be on the roster, Michael Clemens, after that penalty to Josh Allen that gave up the first touchdown, well, he was out in the field a few plays later. And again, I understand the Jets situation, especially with Jermaine Johnson out in the game. You're really thin at defensive end, and you have no choice but to play him. But Michael Clemens shouldn't even be on an NFL roster. They need to figure out a way to get him off the field, bring someone in that can improve it. And that's the situation they're in, because if Jermaine Johnson's out for an extended period of time, you're talking about Michael Clemens, who's a terrible player, being on the field as one of your primary edge players. That is unacceptable. That's gonna result in this team losing a lot more games than winning. And for Aaron Glenn, he preached that what he wants out of his team this year is put a team on the field the fan base can be proud of. If that guy's on the field, his defense is not going to be good, and this fan base will not be proud of that.
So Cecil coming in, the Dolphins could throw, the Jets cannot, and it's a good point in a way because look, here's the problem: if your defense is not playing the best football, which they're really not, as you know, from dating back from last year, you're not the type of team that can claw back in a game with your passing. It's just not. So that's what happened in this game, and that's what I predicted was we would stop your run early, get up on you, and then force you to throw because you have to. And then that's kind of a wrap. I mean, there's not much. I mean, I get what you were saying. You want to show fight and stuff like that, but if you don't have the quarterback that can throw the ball, I mean, credit to Tua, at least the Dolphins, like they can at least somewhat get back in a game or at least throw the ball downfield. I'm not like Tua's not the answer either in Miami, but he's a much better quarterback than Fields. He is. Like, we're going to be real here. He's a better quarterback than Fields. But yeah, that's the problem with the Jets. But I'm with Captain D though in this. Look, you guys just got this Aaron Glenn over there, right? You got to give it time. You got to give it. You know, I always say at least 3 years. Yeah, exactly. It's been 2 weeks. So, but this season, realistically, Jets fans should know that this is a rebuild mode. You're probably not going to win a lot of games this year. And you know, you want to see some progression, obviously, you know, towards the end, you know, this season, but it's going to take time, man. But hey, after year 2, you know, you'll kind of find out where this rebuild is heading. And year 3,
this conversation 1 year from now, it's a problem.
Exactly. So right now, way too early, but and things are going to go wrong.
I understand, agree with that, but
yeah,
you know, you can't have a team that's not ready to play week in and week out. I know, again, understands the Bills.
I hear that. I hear you.
The Bucks are not the Bills. Be ready to play this week. The Dolphins,
but he's also
be ready.
He's also a rookie head coach. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So he's not a Bill Belichick where it'll be like, you know, he can work with average players and get everybody ready and make them look better than they are. It's going to take time for the players to understand, you know, his philosophy, everything. Like that'll take a little bit of time, I think. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying. You want the fight.
The thing, it's got to get better.
I hear you.
You cannot come out flat. You're
not trying to hear that shit. I hear you, Anthony.
You're not. There's nothing wrong with that.
Same shit with Gerard Mayo. That guy was gone.
That's exactly why I understand what you're saying.
And granted, you had a guy out there in Vrabel that was, you know, has a track record. But yeah, I mean, I just think it's unacceptable for, you know, a guy that's came in as a motivator, a guy came in with a reputation of getting the best out of his defensive players. When, let's be real, the Lions didn't allocate enough resources to the defense. They did get defensive end over there, Hutchinson in the draft, but outside of that, they really didn't allocate a lot of resources to the defense, and he got the most out of those players. The offense is where all the money and all the draft picks, majority of the draft picks went to, the offensive line, et cetera, et cetera. But he was known for being a guy that got the most out of his defensive players when the resources weren't provided. The Jets are in that same situation. If anything, this is a defense that a couple of years ago people were clamoring about, and you know, rightfully so. This is an elite style defense that should be. What I will
say though, to counter that a little bit, is you just mentioned 2 players in your roster who probably shouldn't be in the league. If you were to replace those 2 guys, your cornerback 2 and your defensive end 2, your defense will probably change and to be exactly what you want it to be. So you need to, once you get rid of those 2 trash cans, that will probably see the defense that you're asking for. So until those 2 guys get replaced, this is probably going to happen a little bit. But once you get rid of those bums, you'll be fine. I believe so. I guess I'm higher in your team than more than anybody. I think at this point. I'm just waiting.
Yeah, you have it. Yeah, I'm with that. And the quarterback, obviously, you need to. And same thing with that. Whatever quarterback you get, and you better hope for you, and I'm sure it will happen because I'm sure they learned their lesson, hopefully, from the Aaron Rodgers thing. For your case, is don't go out and sign a quarterback, a veteran, like unless it's a backup role. Like get a rookie quarterback, go through the draft.
Because I will say for you guys, because you got a line now. So, like, you get aggressive. If y'all can trade up, and get a quarterback, that might be the deal
Exactly.
for you guys because you got the line now. That's the most important
exactly.
thing.
Yeah, and you'll have the 1 year where it's going to be the rookie year.
Not to have the off-season talk in September. Like, not just talk shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's coming up, so.
Cecil's saying, by the way, that it's a shame that you guys can't get a Geno Smith or a Darnold on your team right now.
They would not have lasted. Let's be real. I mean,
no, but they are obviously, and you don't want, and they don't want to go backwards, right? Not that those guys are bad, but that's not the future, right? That's not, at least not what you know what I mean? Like even with Geno, where he's at right now, he's not the future there. He's just a filler.
Years to take for him to get to this level. The Jets,
and I don't even think he's that. Yeah, I think he's good. He's serviceable, but he's not. He's not going to lead your. He's unless you have an unbelievable defense that can kind of make up for that. He's an okay quarterback. Let's see here. Okay. Juan, any thoughts on this game? It was pretty boring, 30-10.
I told you I watched that shit.
Right, exactly. There we go. So Juan didn't watch the shit. You only watched the punch in the face.
My game was too insane. The Dallas game was too insane. And the Jaguars game was such a clusterfuck. Those were the 3 games that had my attention the entire time.
Yeah. I'm glad, Cecil, I'm glad they didn't, because Josh probably would have tore his Achilles over in frickin' New Jersey. I felt terrible for him. That's a terrible field they got going on. All right, so let's get to some of our stuff here. Let's get to our Buddhist man of last week and styling and profiling. We'll start with Curtis. We'll start with you. We'll get to the.
Didn't
Buddhist
I do it?
All right, who you booing from last week?
I did that in my whole beginning here.
Nah, you didn't. You got one guy. Pick a guy that you want to boo against the Patriots.
So many.
You could say the whole team if you want. You could be the first ever, because I've heard people say offensive line. Or you could go just the Dolphins. You want to boo the whole team? That's up to you.
I think last week
was the first for everything.
So many to choose from. I got, it's great. I got Dodson, our linebacker, was atrocious last week. He bit on the Patriots on one play action, and they snuck. I forgot who it was. Maybe Hunter out in the flats. He actually played good this week, but he was terrible. That defense was so terrible last week. So it was a lot of stuff.
You're gonna go with
it's pathetic. It's pathetic. The whole thing is pathetic. I mean, I just go into whatever, Yeah.
So we'll just go with the team for Korea. All right. Who do you guys? Somebody you had to like there? Was there somebody? Anybody?
Yeah. Last week there was let's see. Jordan Phillips played well last week.
There you go.
Played pretty well last week. I think A-Chan played really well.
We need one. We need one. You're adding 5 people here. Give me one.
Guy. He's got that catch over the middle when what's his name? Spiel, the linebacker. He drifted and he took one step to the outside. And then A-Chan liquefied him. A-Chan's the guy. He's probably the best player on the team.
So
right
A-Chan?
Now. He's got A-Chan, definitely.
All right, Anthony, this is going to be tough for you. Who are you? We'll start with the boo. Who are you booing? Because, man, there's probably a lot of people there. Who do you want to boo?
Man,
Tommy's sticking it in there. There's probably a lot of guys with the boot in.
Oh, man, there's probably a lot.
That's my team, I'd add.
Dude, boo Fireman Ed. Boo him for the first time. No,
can never boo
Damn
Fireman Ed. That guy goes.
Good guy. All right. I'm sorry, Fireman.
No, he's a firefighter.
Okay. Did he leave the game early? He sticks around, right, to the very end.
I think everyone left early except for the Bills.
Oh, come on, Fireman.
They do that.
All right.
I've been to 2 games. They leave early. Trust me.
No, I said that they'll leave early. Except for the Bills fans over there. But Boost man, I guess I'll go to Michael Clemens this time. I already talked about him, but yeah, this guy should not be on an NFL roster. Should not be your primary defensive end. Something's got to give with that. It's unacceptable. I mean, I don't know. You change your scheme up or something like that. Go 3-4. You got to do something. Get this guy off the field, because the only impact plays he makes on the field is when he's roughing the passer or unnecessary roughness, or just overall pissing an offensive lineman off and then getting abused the very next play. He shouldn't be on the field, and I think sooner than later he won't be on this roster. I hope.
Cecil wants to boo your fans, saying you're trash bag wearing fans. That's not very nice.
Yeah,
terrible. Cecil.
Don't
All right, so who's your style and profiling? Anybody stick out? Anybody in that game you liked?
Styling and profiling. Shit.
Yeah, who's style profile? Come on, there has to be somebody.
It's got to be somebody, right? Somebody showed up, right?
The concession stand people, did they do a good job? Style and profile.
The water boy was out there pretty quick. The bench got nice and warm.
Yeah. Okay.
I really can't. I don't even.
Nobody. The ticket people, anybody, give valet, anybody,
line, maybe
anyone.
The fan base,
security. Did security hold up?
The Jets fans need a style and they need a pat on the back, man. After all
this is the first one we have no style and profiling for you. My God! All right, so we get a 0. Nobody gets a nobody. Oh man,
it was a horse performance in the second half. Horse. I'm totally embarrassed and totally ashamed. Coaching did a horrible job. The players did a horrible job. We got our ass kicked in that second half. It sucked. It stunk.
There you go.
The one thing I'll say he was wrong about is unfortunately it wasn't only the second half. It was the first half, the second half, the trip to the stadium, the trip home, everything about it.
I gotta say though, I love coaches that don't give a fuck and talk like that. I love it.
It's pretty funny like
tell
that.
the truth, man.
It's a pastime, bro.
He is pretty funny. Like
Yeah,
that.
they don't do it no more.
But he's also very he's got a he's very against the media. He doesn't like former player. He knows these guys, and he shows that he doesn't really like the media. But you got to open up a little bit more than just like kind of call it what it is.
Ain't no coach and Ron, you know it, right? Ain't no coach in today's NFL doing that. It's all coach speak now. Gotta look at the film. We could be better. Gotta play complimentary football. It's all the same shit. It's all the same. It's all
like Shanahan gets a little snippy. Mike Vrabel gets sarcastic sometimes. But when it comes to that level, like John Mora version of
right, like literally calling your players trash. Fucking suck. And himself, coaching sucked. We suck. I love it, dude. Like, keep it 100, man, and I will respect you no matter what, even if we fire you. I'm like, hey.
You're right.
Oh, remember Dicka? Dicka would also have this. Yeah, he's like, wait, what do you know? What do you know about football? Don't you? Yeah, shut up. Like, bro, he would get heated. I loved it, man. Juan, who you got, man? Who you got? Who you booing on your team?
Spillane. Fuck, he was trash. Achan ate him for breakfast, bro. It was his coverage is such a negative, but that's not the worst part. The worst part is that he can't tackle. You're a linebacker who can't tackle right now. He has more missed tackles than actual tackles. It is embarrassing. If he were to get that fixed, then this defense will be average. But until that happens, he is going to get annihilated week after week. And that is a problem because the team we're playing this week has some good tight ends. So we'll see what happens when we get to that point.
Okay, who you got style and profiling?
My plan is that this will be the one and only time that I get to say Drake May, and I could just retire him because he's always good for the next 15 years. I am going to be realistic and say that's not going to happen. But for today, Drake May will get that. There's a lot of people. I could say Matt Williams. I could say Ramondre Stevenson, who definitely deserves it because he had a Jesus resurrection game and went crazy. But Drake May, he played grown-ass man quarterback for the first time. Hopefully, it's the first of many, 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 many more times. Drake May gets it.
Okay. All right. I like it. Captain D, who you booing from last week, and who's your style and profiling?
This is not the first time I'm going to use this word, and it's an embarrassment. And I'm going to boo Mike McDaniel and his Dolphins coaching staff. It was an embarrassment, the way how the play calling was coming in and handling the personnel coming on and off the field late in this game when it mattered the most. These issues should not be happening at this stage of this organization and where this team should be. That is an embarrassment. At home, we cannot get the correct play call in and get the right personnel in to complete the play. My styling and profiling is going to go to, it's got to go to Malik Washington. He's been that little spark that we've had. He had a nice kick return there, and he's playing the part. He's playing the part so far, and I got to give my style and profile to Malik. Good job.
Okay. All right. Geez, who am I gonna go with? Obviously James Cook, style and profiling. The guy is man, he's definitely living up to his contract early on.
Explodes.
Yeah, he's getting better and better. I got to give him. Yeah, I got to give him his dues there. Boo this man. Golly, who am I booing? Not many. Who would I boo? Golly,
See how much fun it could be to be a Dolphins fan. You could do this boo man thing like in your sleep. I mean, come over, man. It'd be so much easier to boo this man.
I really don't know who I'm booing here. Golly, I don't. I guess I'll boo. I don't. It's not even fair to boo McDermott. I don't know. I have nobody. I have nobody to boo. I don't know. So yeah, somebody was talking about Ditka. I do have this. This is kind of funny from him. Kind of tell you for Ditka. We'll play this real quick and then we'll move on. Let's see here.
Just your thoughts about.
I have no thoughts about it. You know?
No thoughts.
And it's apparent what it is.
Like this team quit today on you. Did you feel?
No, they didn't quit. There's a lot. There's not very much talent on the offense. None. I picked him. I thought I could play with him. I'm probably the wrong guy for this job. I'll say that.
Oh my God!
Probably better off getting somebody else. I don't know now.
Yikes!
About,
yes.
Getting out of it.
Yes. I don't have it anymore. No, I wouldn't quit right now. But if I was fired, I'd quit right now. Other than that, I wouldn't quit right now. I have no
management about it.
Mike, when you say it, what is it? You just said I don't have it.
No, I don't have it anymore. It broke me down today. I'm a believer.
He's
broken man right now.
Yeah.
As I said, God puts people in places for reasons, and He probably put me here to be humbled, and I deserve it.
Mike, you say, could you change your mind tomorrow? Could you wake up tomorrow and feel differently? You think you're pretty convinced?
I just don't see us going in the right direction with the offense, and that's my job. That's my responsibility. I feel that I've let them down, and I think in turn they've let us down. We don't have any playing makers. We don't have people who make plays when the chances are there. Throw the ball deep, it's there to be caught. It's not caught. Play the ball short, it's there to be caught. It's not caught. It's just, we just don't have people who make plays. That's what this game's all about. I mean, you can't play the game any other way. There's no difference in this football game right there. What's the difference? We threw the ball deep, dropped it. They threw the ball deep, caught it. What's the difference? You tell me. There's no difference. Are they a better football team? No. But they make plays. We don't make any plays. We put the ball, we turned it over 7 times or 6 times in the game, whatever it was.
Yikes.
They turned it over. We have an interception, go for a touchdown, we drop it. They put the ball on the ground 3 times, we don't touch it. That's the difference in the football game. We don't make plays, period. No matter how it's cut and dried. And that's the obligation of the players and the coaches to do that. And I feel that I've failed this football team by not playing, by playing the way we play today. Really, I really do. And I'm embarrassed by it for them more than me. I've been embarrassed in my life before, but
have the players changed much when you first started coaching, Coach?
No, it's not. You can't blame players. Coaches change. I probably changed a lot.
Mike, last week you said that the team came together, and then all of a sudden now you're just ready to.
Yep, I am. You're right. I'm a hypocrite. I got this is just silly.
Mike, you can see the distance yourself from the team during the game.
Oh my God, dude! That dude kept that.
That wasn't even the Saints.
Yeah, it was Saints. Yeah.
I think Saints. Oh my god, dude! I just love the honesty. I'm fucking done, dude. This shit's a mess. This fucking team sucks. I built this garbage out here. Fucking through. Oh my god, I just love it. I love honesty. I love those coaches. We don't have that anymore in the NFL, man. I miss that. Anyways, all right, let's get to the game that already happened. Dolphins and the Bills, Thursday Night Football. I'll start with you, Curtis. Go for it.
I gotta go to bathroom. I'll be back. I'll do my boo this man in the can.
This is a promising performance, Curtis.
What happened?
Oh, look at Anthony making you feel better. Good guy.
You guys look
scared. I ain't making him feel better.
It was a mirage.
You're a nice guy, man. You're a good guy. What a good guy you are. Go ahead, Curtis. Talk to us.
Look, I thought they were going to be blown out by more. I thought like 17. And so I do give them credit for coming in there and playing hard. And, you know, to have Sela had I thought you guys, from the look at you, the team, you guys were a little rattled. I thought there was a chance until Sela got the roughing the kicker. Like, how do you do it? I mean, but I felt it. Like, I felt you guys, I couldn't believe my defense that had one stop in 2 games. And I think maybe if you ate the first half, they didn't have a stop. They had like 2 or 3 stops in that second half. And then when they forced that kick, I said, whoa, man, I got to probably go eat some crow now. Because I think the Dolphins, look, I was surprised. Milano and Oliver made a huge difference. You guys do lack some in the cornerback group. I think the turf there is better for us than the turf in Miami. It seems to speed up our receivers. And there's a huge mismatch between your corners, even Benford, who I like. It's just the speed.
Yep.
But, you know, you got Hill gets hit in the hands with a 50-yard. It was like he slowed down and then doesn't go and attacks it. Like he's waiting for it to – you got to go attack it. But he's not that kind of guy. He dropped it. That would have been a huge play. There was an out where Benford probably should have been called for holding, dragging a jersey well past 5 yards. And he falls, and people are like, you know, and then you get a roughing the kicker. And then, you know, look, you get 2 with the pick. But if you go there, we had second string Keon, Reek Smith at right guard, who's really like a 4-string. And he gets pulled halfway through the game for Brunskill, who's roadkill with your D tackles swimming him and going through him like he wasn't there. And you got 2 who's 6'1" or whatever they say, less than that. It's the Zach Thomas height factor. Staring at the 6'7" guy like this. You look at the routes. There are all these deep routes. You cut one side of the field off with a zone. And then you got the tight end running, he doesn't see it, or back going out his back towards him. He's got Waddle there, the 6'7" guy, and he throws it. He should have eaten it. And I see people say, you know, like Ocho dude or whatever his name is. You know, look, it was, you know, the linebacker clearly was there to take it, and Tua should have processed it. But when you got a 6'7" guy staring you in the face, he gets right in there, and you got no other complimentary routes. And I think it was Kurt Warner showed that. How do you ran the same play the week before, and it was your guy said we saw no play the week before.
Yeah.
So, you know, that goes back to McDaniel. You should have had the tight end do something to occupy. You should have eaten it. But McDaniel's not competent. He's not competent. And Tua, yeah, they're like, oh, you seen he looks like you're seeing ghosts. 10% blitz, 30% pressure. You don't run the ball. We should have came out and ran the damn ball. I think we were tied at that point. You could have been working for the 3. Get the ball out there, run with Ollie. So, yeah, Tua did his thing, but you put I said on another podcast, it's like asking Tattoo from Fantasy Island to come go reach that apple up at the top of the tree. I mean, yeah, you could be upset Tattoo can't get it for you, but if you see Tattoo and he's 3 feet tall, why are you calling him over to get the apple at the tree? That's McDaniel. That's People did the same thing with Tannehill, who's extremely limited. He goes to the Titans. Everybody was screaming, Bill like the Titans for Tannehill. He goes to the Titans. He wins the AFC, not in the conference championship. And over here, he couldn't sniff the postseason. So it's just more Dolphins garbage. When you got lobotomized idiot monkeys running the show, what do you expect? And so, yeah, the Dolphins came out and played with a lot of heart, but they screwed it up. And ultimately, you guys kind of slept through it a little bit. I thought McDermott helped us out. You missed a field goal, which that sucked. But I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing calling timeouts with 40, 50 seconds left? It would have been a field goal. Would have put pressure on. So McDermott helped us out. And then we came out and we played hot. Ultimately, it was more players. But it accentuated my disappointment because they take a good thing, you give them something nice, and they crap on it and throw it on the floor for you. And it's like a repeated process. So that basically is my feel-good vibe from the game. I don't know. I already feel sick to my stomach. So I'll leave it at that.
It was that game was I think it was Juan that said it earlier. Like division games are they could be tougher than you expect. They could be weird. Yeah, even though the better team should have, the Bills should have ultimately blown the Dolphins out. Yeah, but I thought, man, it just seemed like we were just kind of. I didn't see a lot of. It just seemed like we were just going with the flow of the game. I didn't see any kind of like real energy from my team at times. It just seemed like we took series off. We were, when things were going good, we were up 14-7 on that drive. Could have been up 21-7 or 17-7. It just seemed like we started doing these safe kind of play calls. Like your corner gets knocked out of the game, and instead of attacking right away on the guy that came in that is hurt himself. I think they said he had like a hamstring. Why not go after him? Instead, we run the ball. It didn't even make sense there. Normally, you attack that guy right away. Didn't make sense. And obviously, the field goal was just, I don't know what happened there. And then, like you said, Curtis, going right before the half, McDermott calling timeouts. I mean, I kind of understand what his feeling was, maybe to get the ball back for Josh. I get that. But what the Dolphins' plan was in this game, and what really, I keep saying it, how to kind of beat the Bills or stay around, is you got to play everything short, everything, take what the defense is giving you, because we play a cushion, soft zone kind of defense. We don't want anything over the top. We don't want no big plays on us. And we don't have the corners, at least Trey, and you saw that this game, he doesn't have that makeup speed. So because he's just older, he's gotten injuries. So he can't. The problem is when he's going against a faster receiver like, Waddle's going to, if you give him the space, he's going to, Trey can't catch up. He's done. Yeah. Yeah. So, the fact that we're playing like that, I think the Dolphins understood that. They made these long kind of drives. And then when you get in the red zone, our whole deal is, and it's been our deal, is that bend, don't break, give them 3, don't give up the touchdown, we'll be okay. But we gave up touchdowns in this game. That was a problem, right? So then now you got 14-14 halftime. And I will say this, I never felt like we were going to lose this game. I never was worried. Even when it was just a one-score game, pretty much the whole game was a one-score game. But I never felt like the game was the Dolphins were going to win at any point. I still felt like we could score when we wanted to. It just, Joe Brady, and I think it's McDermott, they like to do this thing where we're up. Let's just kind of play with the clock here. Let's have these longer extended drives. And man, I hate that because I want us to be a little bit more aggressive. You can't do that against better teams; they'll catch up. But yeah, ultimately at the end of the day, man, the better team won. I thought the last play, the Tua interception for you guys, was just He was looking at the receiver the whole time, man. I felt like he was looking at him the whole time. Like you said, it was a play that you guys ran the week before. We saw that, we studied that, and Bernard jumped it. I mean, it was.
Well, how much time did he have to look at anybody else? I mean,
but he was.
I was
but I think he might.
Did you see him
he might-
swimming? It was like a matador to a bull. Whip.
I still think he stared down the. Yeah, but he stared down the receiver from the. Yeah, but he stared down the receiver from the get.
No, he was actually looking A-chan in the flat first, and then he moved to
real quick. But he stared. Go back and I mean, I watched that replay over and over. He stared down that guy for a minute. He was looking at that guy.
He had 3 seconds. That was under 3
no,
seconds.
2.5 is the time to throw. He looked at that guy for quite a long time for being in the pocket. Trust me. And he was right. He was right. And I'll give our defense credit. I'll say this too. We studied it. We jumped it. And you still got to have the hands to get the interception. I see a lot of corners, a lot of linebackers drop those interceptions. So good for Bernard.
This is 2 weeks in a row he threw bad picks like that, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a bad decision, but it was red. I mean, it was definitely red. And then
was red. And the one against he threw that shit right at my linebacker last week. This one got the ball.
It was red. And then I didn't like our offense at the end of the game either. I felt like it was another safe kind of run. Let's just kick the field goal. We missed that field goal there, and it wasn't a gimme. It was a 46, 48. You still have plenty of time to go down and score.
As long as the age of your kicker.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't understand that either. Like, our coach just doesn't have that mentality. I feel like my coach just gets caught up in coaching not to lose instead of coaching to win. You cannot have that mentality in the NFL. You have to go for the throat, and he just doesn't have it, man. You can see it. But either way, we got the job done. And yeah, that's it. Captain D, what's your thoughts on the game, man?
I'm gonna use the word embarrassing again. This is embarrassing. And I want to say real quick that the narrative that's been going around the national media, I think, has been very unfair with the Dolphins. And yes, I don't think any organization in the NFL is perfect, but it just seems like the Miami Dolphins have been in the spotlight quite a bit, whether it be for certain issues going on with certain players or the leadership. And yes, we do know that there is an issue with leadership. But going into this game, when I say an embarrassment is that we shouldn't be in the position that we're in right now. The main goal was to be a much more competitive team going into this year and this spot for this game. You know what I mean? So that's a little bit embarrassing. And for the media to pick apart Tua, if you look at this offensive line, it is irresponsible for the Dolphins to put this offensive line out to protect a quarterback. It is irresponsible for the Dolphins. The lack of depth for a quarterback that is consistently hurt. Why do you think we're seeing the results that we're seeing right now? And everybody skips that narrative. That play at the end of the game, Daniel Brunskill completely missed that block. And of course, there's a turnover that happens. But let's rewind back. I had a conversation with you, Tommy, before the game, and I said, if we can get Ollie Gordon, if Mike McDaniel can get Ollie Gordon into this game and trust it, and let's run on the inside, let's run the football. And
he looked okay.
And the first drive of the game, I was shocked. I was literally sitting on my couch, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm watching right now. We were at, I think it was second or third and goal, and we ran the football in convincingly. I was like, wow, this is what we've been preaching and talking about. But over time, and this is going to be the Dolphins' downfall going forward, even against any team in the NFL, if you put an offensive line out there that is this irresponsible, we are going to have problems week to week with a quarterback. I've talked about elite quarterback play. What do I talk about elite quarterback play? Quarterbacks like Josh Allen that can do different things. They can run. They can adjust to what's happening real time. Tua is not that guy. He needs help. He can do it from time to time, but he needs help. He's not completely elite. So going forward, the Dolphins are going to – this game, I felt like the Bills were playing with us the whole time. yes, we put some good drives together, but they were playing with us. The disrespect that the Buffalo Bills put forth to us was just embarrassing. The flicking passes that Josh did, embarrassing.
Oh yeah, he did do that like twice.
It's embarrassing.
The second one was ridiculous.
The second one was ridiculous.
The first one was great.
Respect for this Dolphins team and this Dolphins defense. Now we put it together a little bit in the second half, but I don't believe this was
I'll say this real quick about Gordon, because I don't watch you guys a lot, but you told me about him, and he's a north to south runner. I like that is a perfect for me a complimentary back. Like that's what I want in Buffalo. Like we have too many small backs in our Buffalo. You need that bruiser. Like we haven't had that since Carlos Williams. When Shady McCoy was here, we drafted Carlos, and he had that one great year for us. And then obviously he got fat and got out of the league, but and then got in shape, but it was too late. But anyways, I like those backs, those bigger backs that can just go together. That's a perfect exactly. It's perfect. It's a good complimentary back, especially when you need those tough yards, right? The yard to gain, 3rd and shorts, or 4th and shorts. Like I would love to take that pressure off Allen instead of Allen always having to go for it more than one. Like now you got a bruising back to do it. But yeah, I see what you meant with him, man. He's a tough guy to take down, and his speed's not bad either. You could see once he gets kind of going. He's tough to take down. So that's a good pickup. That's a good player for you guys. I like him. I think that's you guys definitely can do something with that guy for sure.
I also wonder if like your scheme is also another problem, because I think this is going on in Cincinnati, because Cincinnati be recycling offensive linemen for years, and they continue to get Burrow killed every year. I think Zach Taylor needs to get the fuck out that team and they get another coach. I wonder if you guys have a similar problem with your offense, because you kind of recycle guys too. I kind of noticed over the last few years. I wonder if you just need a scheme change as well to have better blocking schemes to help them out as well. I don't know if that's the problem, but I'm just putting it out there.
They need an offensive line, Juan. That's what they need. Yeah. They need a revamp. I mean, we were in the same boat. We were in the same boat for years. Like we kept putting like 1-year guys out. I hate that, dude. I can't stand when they do that. Go through the draft. Fine. Get your 1-year guy to whatever. If you want to use them to 1 year, that all good. But you got to go through the draft, get these young, talented offensive linemen, man. I know they're not sexy picks. They always say it's not, but who cares? Like offensive linemen is what makes your team.
We did it.
Yeah, that's what makes your team go. Plain and simple. Like that. If you cannot win in the trenches, especially offensive line, you are fucked. Like I don't care who you got back there. Yeah, no, you're good.
I had to do it. I had to go to Anola's show and do an evaluation. I just went to the can and took a whiz.
But I just want to real quick. I just want to say, I mean, right now, just to dwell on the offensive line play, the offensive line for the Dolphins is struggling at both guard spots. Savanaya is struggling heavily as a rookie.
Reichenberg type season.
And exactly. Keon Smith was benched halfway through the game. Let me repeat that our backup was benched halfway through the game. So this offensive line right now is in shambles, and there is no help coming its way.
I'll say this though, Captain D too, and Cecil makes a good point about the a good offensive line coach. We had Bobby Johnson here, who's now in the Giants. He was terrible. He didn't improve anybody. The players we did get here, nobody improved, and it was we were poor execution. But when we got Cromer, who was known around the league for being one of the better offensive line coaches, everything changed, right? And then different players came here, different offensive line. It's now Cromer gets his picks, right? But he got a terrible offensive line coach. I mean, I don't know who your coach is, but if he's not a good,
hold on. I gotta get in here.
You need an offensive line coach. Go ahead. Whoa. Curtis is angry. He's angry. He doesn't like that. Go ahead. I don't know who your offensive line coach is.
Two things quick. I just did a time sequence on that play. It was 1.51 seconds. That was the play. The defensive line was in. So yeah, that was one. It was the play was 1.51 seconds.
Right.
Which have at least that they don't even really consider pressure below 2 seconds to be rational.
No, you got it.
Anyway, besides that,
you got it.
So we have our pimps in the media. And the pimps decided to do what they do is it's called a media narrative push. And it was in Barry we trust, in Bush Barry. Jonah Savanaia, you spend 2 picks on him to move up. Let me explain to you the same thing I saw when I wet myself when I saw what the Patriots did to us in defense. Jonah's foot on the first play, his stance is so wide, it's farther than his shoulders. His first step goes up, goes down, and then he takes his first step. That's like saying, hey, I'm going out to run a marathon. I'm just going to drink this bottle of cyanide before I go. I plan to win. You cannot. The only thing you got on offense is initiative. If your foot comes up and comes down in the same spot, you might as well say, I'm going to go to the bench now, Cap. So there's no way that anybody who's not a lobotomized idiot monkey would allow a top pick that you invested to come out and play like that. It's a cardinal sin. Greg Main, a guy who I respect a ton, he was a college coach, college offensive lineman. And none of our pimps out there who are the gurus, the offensive line gurus, Curtis, you don't know what you know, BS. They didn't even pick it up. And I never really watched film on a guy. I watched it the second preseason game, and I went there and I was like drinking. I almost spit the drink in my mouth when I said, this can't be legit. And I saw it over and over again, and I did it. Oh, don't worry. You're an idiot, Curtis. These guys are as lobotomized, idiotic, and a bigger monkey as the pimps who pushed and Butch Barry we trust. We don't have the fourth estate. We have the first estate in a pocket of Ross, and they suck. And our coaches suck because there's no way you can allow that. It is beyond unconscionable. It is coaching malpractice. And so my personal opinion is they must be fighting for a tank, because there's no way when you pull all this stuff together and all the media hype around it that it's not intentional. It's unconscionable. And so then you get the media pimps again pushing it to the narrative, which shows they're bigger idiot lobotomized monkeys than I thought. Almost as big as our coaching staff. And so when you pull these pieces together, they're anomalies, and it says we suck. Our coaches suck. Unfortunately, a lot of our coverage sucks. And so forget about it. It's going to get worse. The fact that you see this kid is having an Eichenberg season. And how many of the gurus out there, he's a wall, you can't move him. Well, I'm a little concerned about his handling power. You don't know what you're talking about, Harris. They're idiots. We're led by idiots. And many idiots.
So basically what I said, I don't know who your offensive line coach is, but you might want to get a new one. Alex coming in. Holy shit, Carlos Williams is the name. So I bring him up. I'm telling you guys, like, for those that don't know or go back in time, that's what you want right there. So I don't know if you can see that, but Carlos Williams, his rookie year for us, 5'17", 5.6 with 7 touchdowns.
7 touchdowns is crazy.
In a 5.6 run as your RB2 behind Shady. I'll take that all day, right? He was a good running back his rookie year. He was a bruising running back and north to south running back. So absolutely, like, Carlos Williams was a name his rookie year. I think he had 6 straight touchdowns. Like, he had like a record at the time, like, for a rookie. So no, I like, that's where I see Gordon for the Dolphins. Like, he could become that kind of guy, that RB2, and 5.6, 7 touchdowns, dude. You take that all day from your RB2 all day long. So yeah, Carlos was a name. If the thing was, he just, certain players, man, they have personal shit going on, and they, sometimes, they, whatever happened to him, it happens, man. So, I mean, look at the guy, Lacey, who just had a good year, got fat, and that was a wrap, Jack. I mean, he just couldn't get out of the fridge.
He was good, too.
And he was good. I remember I drafted him my fantasy football the following year. Going, damn, Eddie Lacy, good. You remember he had the year, and he was terrible the following year.
He was terrible.
Yeah, he couldn't get out of the fridge, man. Ice cream, whatever that was.
Mode.
Yeah, feast mode. Yeah,
that's what he used to call it. Feast mode.
Because he was always kind of like, he was never thin, But man, he went over. Whatever happened to him, I think he just thought that he could continue on like that, and you can't. Like even Josh Allen, I remember Josh Allen did an interview like I think 2 years ago or a year ago actually, before he got with the new wife, and he was like, "Oh, off season I eat like shit, ice cream, this, that, because I get a little fat, but I know I can lose the weight." And I told my co-host, I'm like, "Dude, that's gonna change when that motherfucker starts getting older. You can't eat like shit."
Yeah, tell Roethlisberger that.
Yeah, exactly. And boy, sure enough, this year he meets his wife. He's on this totally different diet plan, and he's all in shape. Coming like,
that shit.
Yeah, wifey got you to change. Yeah, you know the deal. Yeah. Oh man. So, Juan, did we get to you on this game? The Bills.
No.
Okay, so what you thought?
I actually enjoyed the game though. Like the Dolphins definitely played really hard in this game. It was really much because I do think you guys were playing at like 80%, to be real, to keep it a buck. But definitely, they definitely fought hard. Your defensive line, I don't know if you guys didn't give a fuck, but damn, y'all not playing good right now. I don't know what's up with that. Joey Bosa looks kind of slow, in my opinion.
Yeah, he didn't have the greatest game, but he's had a good season though, Juan. He's actually done pretty well.
Like he's around, like he's always almost there. So I don't know if that can be fixed or he's just off now and he's old. I don't know which one it is. But
I'll tell you what it was.
97, like there, almost all the time.
Our problem is that if you don't have that initial push in the middle, and Ed Oliver being out, it like makes it makes it tougher for the defense to get to the quarterback. That's how I feel like we played in that game. But go ahead.
Yeah,
we just couldn't get drive down the middle.
Yeah, but it was pretty fun to watch. You do like I didn't want to do any like Josh Allen glazing, but fuck, dude, this might be the best player in the league. Like Mahomes kind of fell off a little bit because his team is kind of ass. But Jesus, Josh, now some of the throws he was making, I'm just sitting there like, fuck. Like I hope Drake does that shit. I hope Drake becomes this. I'm just thinking about it. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Josh is a motherfucker, bro.
He's tough. He's getting better and smarter. Like, I'm not trying to like.
That's the biggest thing. The smarter part is what impresses me.
Yeah. And if you notice, he's not really like he's not taking a lot of like crazy chances like he used to. He's really just kind of, he still can do that though. That's what makes him fun. He can pull that out of his hat once in a while.
Was it Kincaid who caught that first touchdown? That fucking throw was pin perfect. The only way he could catch it, reached up, caught it, went in. I'm like, that throw was insane, dude.
I mean, even the Hall's touchdown, the rookie, I thought was so fucking brilliant of a play call where you get him to the outside and you only got one defender here. And it's either I take away from the block and go after Josh or I go stick with the tight end. And Josh read it perfectly. The corner had no other spot. And then boom, you just pitch it right and he's wide open. Like that's some cheap shit. That's the smart. That's what make Patrick Mahomes so good, and Andy Reid. They, smart. And I just think Patrick Mahomes early on had the perfect coach for him early on in his career. And he adapted very fast, man. And he got to sit behind Alex Smith. Josh never got to do that his first year too. So it was it's just a different process, I think, for both, how they came out initially. But you're right, man. Josh is, God, dude, he's even when he's not, even when it's like low, when he's not doing a lot of passing yards, he's still doing something out there. That's like
he's still doing the perfect thing. And that's what I care about in the quarterback. It's like how much he's grown is crazy.
Yeah. All right. Anthony, what you think, man?
Entertaining game to watch.
Whatever.
Surprise that the Dolphins got that close. I think we all had a 5-second session where we all gave our piece on this game.
Let's kiss Josh's ass. The Josh Allen shakedown. Come on, let's do it.
Do that again. That's the one time I'm doing it. I ain't doing it again.
No,
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm just giving credit where credit is due. Like, that's what I'm doing.
Go ahead.
I guess the only thing I'll say, something I saw as a result of this game, and obviously I'm not saying all of Dolphins Twitter and all of Dolphins X is saying this, but guys, really, you do not want to see Zach Wilson. I see some people saying, let's turn to Zach Wilson. You guys do not want to see Zach Wilson.
Anthony's pre-warning you.
You do not want to see Zach Wilson. Unless you are full tank mode. If you guys are ready for tank, and even that, I still don't wish that on anybody. Oh my God. I don't know if there's a worse quarterback in the league than Zach Wilson. He is.
That's why we signed him, Andy. Don't you get it? The writing's on the wall.
$10 million.
We tried to tank with Flores. He was too good. He screwed it up, and he wouldn't be bought out. So now we're doing it this way. That's why we hyped it up. Nobody knows. Why did you sign Zach Wilson for $6 million? Why would you do that?
Zach Milson.
Oh my God.
Zach Milson.
That's all I ask you out this game. Do not turn to Zach Wilson unless you are ready for the full tank. And I'm talking
You're
about
ready in preseason.
shit show. The worst of the worst.
I'll tell you what, if the Dolphins dared to do that at some point, like bench to a not injury related, that would be some wild shit.
That's the tank.
I'd love it. I'd love it. I'd love it.
That would be it, dude.
It would actually be awesome. I'm praying because when he gets in there and gets lit up like a Christmas tree, dude, I had this one guy. I ain't gonna use his name. He's telling us that Skylar Thompson was better than Tua. But yet, and Skylar Thompson goes to the Steelers, and they're like, "What? Who's this guy?" Because we got idiots, lobotomized idiot monkeys. And unfortunately, a lot of people are living in. Oh, I pray that Wilson gets in there. I pray.
Oh my God! Oh man! It says Cecil coming. A lot of the lousy quarterbacks might be good if they got drafted into the right situation. Look at Purdy. He's not all that, but he's in great.
I think nowadays that shows it. Situation matters probably more than ever.
Don't tell Dolphins fans that, Juan.
And sometimes a good quarterback, sometimes a good, and it could work the other way. Sometimes a really good quarterback can go to a bad situation.
Oh yeah.
And it fucks them up, tears them down, right? And a fresh start. I mean, look at Baker Mayfield. I'm not saying Mayfield is like, oh my God, but he's a good quarterback. Like he's way better, than what he showed throughout Cleveland because he moved on. Go ahead, Curtis. I know you had the.
Listen, It's very difficult because people have been weaned on ESPN. But if anybody who tells you team does not make a player, I want you to sit in the backfield as a running back and get that football and run it without blocking. And then get that football and get some blocking. If you did that once, twice, because it'd be 2 plays, then your sorry, ridiculous understanding of football would be ultimately and finally eliminated. The game of football is all about framework and team. It was called the greatest team game, but some people have been blinded and hypnotized by the pimps in the media, most notably by ESPN, to fixate on a singular person. There's very rare circumstances that you can do that. The game of football demands a team, and offensively, it starts with the offensive line. Offensive line makes the NFL world go round. They set the table. And people, even for the people who don't want to get hit, go play a game of Madden and run that football behind a terrible line. The pain that you would get after you get blasted away, but you could do it 2 ways. It's a team game. Starts with the offensive line and blocking. I'm sorry, just a little bit here, because I've got people that I deal with that they don't understand. An offensive coordinator, the first thing that he does when he schemes up his philosophy, when he schemes up his game plan, when he schemes up his play calls, he takes blocking. Blocking is how he bases everything, his drops, his steps, his timing, his routes, if he's got half a brain. It all starts with the offensive line, the run blocking and pass blocking. And from there, then you build out everything if you're not a retard. It all starts there. So anyway, that was my thing. I'm back.
All right. So, and I think
he ran behind the Giants line. He was getting hurt every year. He went to Philly 1 year and should have broke the record. That shows.
Well, that too. Yeah, I'm with you.
He's a great player, regardless.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's
too.
logical. Don't talk logic here.
You got to have the right. You got to have the right position coaches, obviously, and you got to have the right personnel too. But if you have the right offensive line coach, they can. They also can find players that fit their scheme, fit their line. Yeah, and if you don't, then it's going to be the same result, and they're not going to improve any rookie you have coming in or
Tommy,
anybody. Yeah,
Tommy. We spent $24 million on James Daniels coming off an Achilles injury. He sprains his ankle 3 days before the first game, plays 3 snaps, and then damages his pec.
Well, that's on your GM. I mean, that's not.
Oh,
that has nothing to do with coaching. That's just a bad decision, you know. But yeah, let's get to some games because we're running an hour 50. So let's get to let's see here. The Steelers versus the Patriots won. Let us know what's going on with this game and give us your prediction.
So in this one, I'm happy that we're maybe getting somewhat of a break because like half of the Steelers defense is injured at some point or another, whether it's secondary or it's the front. Like we're not playing Alex Highsmith, thank God. Alex Highsmith is awesome defensive end for them, but he had a high ankle sprain, so he's not going to play. Joey Porter, I don't think their number 1 corner, I don't think is playing still. So that's another week where they don't have their full secondary. I think another safety is not playing. Deshaun something, I forget his full name. I don't think he's playing either. I don't think. So
and they're playing bad. Yeah, they're already playing bad. Minus people.
It might explain why they haven't been the vintage Steelers defense that we're used to.
Yeah, and Deshaun Elliott's out too.
I think they're listening. Yeah, so
man,
they don't have their star
not
players
good.
outside of TJ.
Not good.
So that helps a lot. But for me, the main thing is if we just get our coverage, because I don't think Gonzalez is playing again. I think he's on the works, but I don't think there hasn't been. Rabel didn't say his status yet. I think he's been questionable. So that means by next week he should be on the field, but I'm not sure he's playing tomorrow. And Keon White is coming back. So we're going to have a fully healthy defensive line. They pressure Rodgers. I don't see a world where they can score more than like 17 points if we can get pressure on him because he's not trying to get hit. His arm works perfectly fine, but he's completely immobile. And the Seahawks showed that last week easy. Like that dude he cannot evade pressure anymore. And then when it gets close to him, he is not completing any passes. His stats are like embarrassingly bad when he's pressured. So lucky for us, our defensive line has been cooking for about 2 weeks now. Hopefully that'll continue to happen. If that happens, we should win this game like 24-17.
Okay.
Since their defense is injured, they're not going to have as much as a pass rush. We just have to deal with one guy. Well, 2, because my boy Cameron Hayward's a monster. But if we can get the blocks in and continue our run, which they've been exceptionally bad in stopping the run. Kenneth Walker ran for 120 yards for 12 carries. Like it was embarrassing how bad he got ripped up. We can run the football like we did last week. This might be a Henderson game actually because they can't really deal with speed. If we can get the rookie going, get our run going, and keep Drake May chilling, not throwing as many passes, because first game he threw 46. Last week he threw only 23 passes. If we can keep him under 25 pass attempts and let him have an easy showing, run the football, this game won't be very entertaining. I'll go as far as say that. I think we'll win this game based on how bad Pittsburgh has been the last 2 weeks. And for some reason, they can't beat my team for whatever reason. Go through the history for the last 25 years, whether it's with Belichick or even with anyone else. The Steelers can't really beat the New England Patriots. I don't know if you guys noticed that. They've beaten us twice in like the last 25 years. It's very weird. At our worst in 23, we beat them at their house. Like Tomlin.
So for some reason you just have it.
I don't know what it is.
It happens. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with us. I'm hoping that me being positive, being happy, continue to see me with a big smile next week. I hope. I like being calm and being happy. I missed this for a few years. But I'll go.
You want the happy one?
Yeah, I'll go 24-17 New England Patriots. Please don't bite me in the ass.
So basically a touchdown. Okay.
Yeah, we just have to stop those tight ends. If we don't stop those tight ends, we're fucked. I don't know what's gonna happen. But that's like the key.
Alex coming in saying, or the inverse, Le'Veon Bell was an all-pro behind the Steelers line. He went to the Jets and was unplayable, even though him holding out contributed to that as well. Le'Veon Bell was, he was really good though. I thought like he was the most patient running back I've ever seen. Like as far as patience goes, man, he would wait for his line to maneuver and block, and he would hit that hole, man. But he was so I'd never seen a guy kind of just really kind of stand there, right, and wait for his blockers to actually block and hit the holes. He was smart, But yeah, when he went to the Jets, I think him holding out and then maybe just getting out of shape maybe contributed to that. But it happens.
That was horrible too. I mean,
yeah, and your Jets, that and but I will say this though, running backs is weird. Some just kind of fall off, man. If you look at Cook's brother Dalvin, same thing with him. He just kind of
he used to be really good early.
Yeah, and he just went and nobody wanted him after the Jets. I think he went to the Jets, right? I want to say so. I don't know. You guys are killing running backs or what? But yeah, man, it's just like ones. Right, it's just the wash ones. Yeah, it just seems weird. But Le'Veon Bell was a good running back, for a while there. So I'm not gonna knock him. He did his thing in Pittsburgh, but yeah, for some reason, he just it happens, man.
Adam Gase, he's
it happens.
The offense is going. Well,
yeah,
the offense is going nowhere for the Jets.
Okay, yeah, no. All right. So, Curtis, what's your thoughts on this Pittsburgh Patriots game and your prediction?
Well, I was just looking up. I'm so surprised. Last week, Rodgers was blitzed 11%, and he gave up. Well, the offensive line gave up 38% pressure. That's a perfect marriage of what the Patriots did to the Dolphins, and that framework is going to is going to work against the Steelers. They're having a lot of problems on that offensive line. So I definitely think it does go into how they can take advantage of it. With no Gonzalez, though, it could be a little difficult. I mean,
I like that cornerback matchup.
He's back at practice, though, right, Juan?
Yeah, he's practicing.
I saw that.
He's
okay, so that's good. That's good.
I don't know. And you got the slow linebackers, too.
I'm not scared of that. It's the linebackers I'm scared of. Thank you. That's what I'm scared of. Fire move and Jonnu Smith against my linebackers is a murder. I'm very scared of that. We need Williams and Barmore to get that pressure over Fuck.
Yeah. Go ahead, Curtis.
It's a hard one. I want to say the Steelers, but
that's okay.
I think it's going to be a really close game. I think it's going to be sort of what
I do too. Yeah.
The Dolphins, because what they did against us was the same thing that Seattle did against them. And if they're struggling out of offensive line, and I like May's intangibility, and you're home, right? It's a home game.
Yeah, we're home
in New England.
I mean, to be honest,
17
disadvantage. We haven't won much at home at all. I think
but
5 years, we're 14 and 30 at home. We don't win home games. So that's the shit. We need to reignite that.
I don't know. I don't got it.
I hear you.
I haven't seen it in Miami for a while, but oh, look at that. She's so cute. Maybe she could play for the Dolphins. Maybe she can coach. We get an upgrade. Be the GM.
All right. So what's your score prediction?
I don't know. 17-20. I'll go Patriots. Why not?
All right. 2017 Patriots. Anthony, what you got?
I was right in that same ballpark. I got the Patriots win this one too. I mean, Steelers have their defense shown lack of ability to stop the run. Patriots, we've talked about this so many times. They want to run first and pass second. I think that would be the ideal formula for this, especially with a young quarterback. Yeah, I'm right there as well. 20-17 Patriots in this one, especially playing home. They should have this one.
What's your score prediction? So I got somebody bugging me here.
20-17.
Okay, Captain D, what you got, man?
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one. You're gonna have to excuse me because I've been kind of in and out. I got jet lag and shit, and I'm trying to catch back up on everything that's going on with the NFL. I'm still kind of out of it. Yeah,
poor Captain D.
But the only thing that kind of triggered me, so I don't know, and I just have to organically just say it because this is what I'm feeling. Curtis brought up cocaine earlier. I'm thinking ayahuasca. Yeah. I'm going Steelers, Rodgers.
Whoa.
That's where I'm going. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, ayahuasca, Aaron Rodgers. He's on a mission. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, he's on a mission.
23-17 Steelers.
I want to add one thing that I noticed. I was going through the numbers. Do you know that week 1, they ran play action 35%. They were blitzed 35% and only 26 pressure. But when they went to week 2, they went to 13% play action, blitz 10%, and under pressure 37%. So if they come out and do heavy play action, which means they're utilizing their tight ends more, I think they could take advantage of it. So if you see heavy play action, more tight end usage, I'm going Steelers. If they could do like with Seattle, they try to do fun and gun naked, I think they lose.
All right. God, this is going to be a close game. I think we all have it close. So 3 or 7 points. I'm going to go Patriots on this one. I think the Patriots, one, being at home is going to help out. I think the Steelers defense is just, even when healthy, they're just not playing good, right? They're not playing good football. And now they got pieces missing, players that, that are going to be out. It just, that's not good for them. I think Aaron Rodgers, he's not at the stage right now where he's going to make up for that. I think he's a serviceable quarterback still, but I don't think he's the guy that's going to just, light it up and make up for the defensive woes. So I like Drake May. I like the running backs they got over there in New England as well. I think there's going to be some mistakes here and there of course, in this game. There's going to be a turnover. Yeah, it's going to happen.
Come on now.
But I do think right now, with everything I just said about the Steelers and their defense, the older quarterback, I'm gonna go Patriots on this one. I'll say 24-20 Patriots. I think the Patriots win that one, but it could, once again, it's weird and I keep saying it week after week with the Patriots. It can also go the other way because these games are they're so close. Well,
at the end of the day, we can lose the game for ourselves. So you can never pick us to win anything definitively.
Yeah, I just think you're in this rebuild. You're in the second year of May. You're in the first year of your head coach. It's a new offensive coordinator. Well, not new to you guys, but new for May. So you're just still in that 1 year. I still call it the 1 year rebuild with a second year quarterback who's going to have some sophomore slumps here and there. He's going to hit some slumps here and there throughout the season. But no, I think you guys are going to be competitive in almost every game. I don't see you guys just getting blown out. But we'll see. I think this is a evenly matched kind of game too. In that if that makes sense. But the Steelers though, they better figure it out next year because they have to get a younger core. They cannot get, and they got to figure out that defense. I don't know what the hell's going on over there. And Watt has not been playing good football either, which is, I don't know what's going on with him either. That's odd. But
he got paid.
I'll go. Yeah, he got paid. Some people don't. I don't know what it is, man. Some players just underperform, and some players live up to their contracts. And right now, he's not. But he's a good player, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I saw a stat too from last week that Seattle literally ran away from him, and when they ran away from him, they averaged over 6 yards to carry. Running
that's what the Jets did. That's
when
what the
they
Jets
ran.
did as well.
Yeah, I think you guys did too. When you ran at him, they averaged like 2.5. Like they're literally just taking their run scheme and flipping it and making sure they don't run at him.
Yeah.
So they're literally neutralizing him by not going at him at all.
He's just not making the splash plays, though, is what I'm saying.
At times, they would leave him unblocked and make an extra blocker on the other opposite side of the field.
Which is smart. That's what OCs do. But
in some cases, it backfired because he had a free run at the running back. But when Brees was able to put his head down, and just grind his speed, basically turned Watt into a non-factor in a lot of those plays. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to the last game of the week, which is the Jets versus the Bucs in Tampa. Go ahead, Anthony. Talk to us.
All right, so with this game, obviously Justin Fields out with a concussion.
Tyrod, baby. Yeah.
Tyrod getting the start.
Yeah.
I kind of view this as a little bit of a blessing in disguise. Maybe hit lightning in a bottle with this type of situation with the quarterback change.
Disguise, boy. That's what I'm talking about. I'm so excited. I'm going to watch it too. I can't wait.
A big fan. Bill's Mafia loves Tyrod. We love certain guys that come through Buffalo, man. Fitzpatrick and Tyrod, man. They will forever be fan favorites. Go ahead.
So with Tyrod, we got option of the ability to kind of stretch the field a little bit here. I mean, we've seen what he is throughout his entire career. He's a guy that stretches the field, gets the ball deep, and opens things up a little bit. And I think for the Jets, especially what we saw last week, they need to stretch the field here. The Bills stacked the box. They made it a priority. We're going to stop the run first, and we're going to see if Justin Fields can beat us, and Justin Fields couldn't. With Tyrod back there, you have the option. He's gonna open things up. He's gonna hit Garrett. I expect a name that not many people know about, Arian Smith, Jets draft pick this year. Second stringer, had a lot of reps with Taylor in the preseason and in training camp. Those reps become valuable in these type of situations. I'd expect a deep shot here for Arian Smith. Maybe get opening up this game a little bit. And get this offense moving in the right direction. Maybe this is kind of what the Jets needed here. I know it's early in the season. I'm not saying that the Jets are never going to turn back Justin Fields, but I think this is probably a situation where you had a stale week of where the offense didn't do what they needed to do. Justin Fields was not hitting open receivers. He was a little late on his reads. Taylor's going to make those reads, and he's going to make them efficiently. He's been a historical efficient quarterback, and I know obviously Bills Mafia has a little bit of a memory of Tyrod bringing him to the playoffs and all that stuff. But I mean, when you look at Taylor throughout his career, he's kind of been like that that quarterback you want when you're trying to wait for that next guy to come in. Bills had it with Allen.
Perfect bridge.
Exactly.
Perfect bridge.
Yeah.
Baker with Cleveland. Don't forget Taylor was there at the quarterback too. Herbert, don't forget that as well. He was a starter there.
Can't forget
He's everywhere. Until the doctor decided to jab him in the liver or whatever that was.
I mean, whatever way, he's coming out, and the guy coming out behind him is going to be a multi-year starter at the quarterback position. You can only hope. But my concern, obviously, with Taylor is, as many of you guys know, can't stay on the field long, whether it be because of your doctor's situation or if it's some sort of weird injury type of thing. He's kind of had that, not able to stay on the field very long. So we'll see how this goes, especially when you have your starter down. The Jets are a snap away from Brady Cook, a rookie undrafted quarterback, being in there and playing critical plays. But with all that being said, the offense can do what it wants, but until his defense shows me something otherwise of what we see in the first 2 weeks, allowing 30 points to the Steelers, 30 points to the Bills, until this defense shows us something, I don't have any faith in this defense at the moment. Primarily the secondary. You have the Buccaneers with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Emeka Buka, which I know Buka and Godwin are on the injury report, but I think they're both listed as questionable. Maybe one of them doesn't play, maybe they both don't play, but this Jets secondary is just alarming. And Baker Mayfield's a guy he's gonna make his reads, gonna get the ball out fast, and when there's nobody open, which he'll find plenty of people open with the way the secondaries are playing. But when he doesn't, he's going to run for that first down, and he's going to make those big plays that I just don't think this Jets defense is ready for. So with all that being said, I have the Bucs winning this game. I do think the offense has a bounce back week, but this defense just don't have much faith in it. But I will say they'll hold under 30 points, 27-21. I'll go with the Bucs in this game. And it's probably one of those games that gets out of hand, unfortunately. I hope that's not the case, because like I said earlier,
27-21, it's pretty close.
I think it's close, but it's a game that could get out of hand, and I really hope that's not the case. All I want is fight and be in the game late in the game, and just keep us excited, keep us into it, because last week was horrible.
All right. Juan, what you got, man?
So they just came off a Monday night game where it was extremely physical at Houston. A couple of guys on defense went down throughout the entirety of the game, so they're coming home with some bruises. The Tampa Bay offense has not looked crazy good in those 2 weeks, but when the game stood close, Baker clutched it and gave them 2 wins. But the offense hasn't been fully complete as of yet. I think Godwin is going out because he hasn't fully healed from his ankle thing yet. I think he comes back maybe like the end of the month, next month. So it should be just Mike Evans and Buka, I believe, still, who's looking pretty good on Emeka Buka. They also haven't had Tristan Wirfs yet. I think he's been gone for a few weeks as well. So they're still kind of beat up. I think they got ran on a little bit by old Nick Chubb too. I think you guys should be able to run on this team, even though that's usually not the MO for a Todd Bowles defense, but they haven't looked that good themselves in these last 2 games. Atlanta have been able to move the ball on them, and when TJ Stroud didn't have to drop back, they moved the ball on them, Nick Chubb and the running backs. I'm going with the upset. I'm going the Jets win this game.
Smart man.
26-21. I think Tyrod is going to be perfectly efficient enough, and I really believe in your guys' trenches, at least in the offensive side of the ball. I think that much protection that you're going to give Tyrod Taylor, are you going to be able to get good pushes from the run? Tyrod Taylor should be able to play action these guys to death, in my opinion. And if you're saying you guys have a possible deep threat with Tyrod Taylor with that second string, I think you guys could put up some points against this team. Baker is known for having those drop-off games. That's my guy. I love Baker, but he kind of bugs out sometimes. Seeing this team go 3-0 doesn't seem realistic to me. I think this might be one of the games that they kind of play stupid and give this one up. I think they'll play on discipline in this game, and I think it'll cost them. I think you guys get your first win this Sunday on the road at that. I'm going with it. What else I got?
What's your score? What's your prediction?
26-21 Jets.
Okay, gotcha. Curtis, what you got?
I didn't realize this, but Wirf's out. I knew he was out, but Godecki, he's out. They moved Graham
they're
Barton.
playing with the third string right tackle in that game too. I forgot. Yeah.
They moved. What the heck's his name? Let me check.
They
moved Barton, who was a pretty decent center. They moved him to left tackle, and they got Chuck Heck over at right tackle. Their tackle situation is gutted. Mayfield's hurt too. He was ruled out, and then they pulled him from the injury report. So their offensive line is going to be trashed. I think they lose. I think they're a better team, but I think Tyrod's gonna allow this offensive line and run game to be balanced and not be so predictable. And I think the front of the Jets are going to get, because Charlie Heck is terrible. He's not a heck of a player, and Barton should not be tackled. I mean, he's big enough, but he's only 303 pounds. 6'5", 303. That line is shambles. I think they left a lot on the table last week to win that game. I think the Jets win. I think Tyrod Taylor, I think it'll be close, 24-17 maybe. But I think that Tyrod's going to allow them to be a real team. With Fields on the field, he's just – I bought into the hype. I thought he was garbage. I watched him play in the preseason, and I saw him play against the Steelers. I'm like, man, who is this guy? And I bought into the hype. I was wrong. But I think the Jets actually get their win, and then the Jets will play the Dolphins for the quarterback bowl.
All right. Captain D, what you got, man?
I completely disagree with the panel on this one. Tyrod Taylor, are you kidding me right now? Tyrod Taylor?
Hey.
The Jets are, no offense, but Tyrod Taylor going to Tampa? I think everybody is severely misconstrued about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Hey, you being nice to Tyrod.
I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real here.
I don't think
Tyrod Taylor, I'm sorry, but no. No, this is not happening.
Boy.
The Jets are not going to Tampa. This team, the chef, it's not perfect, but the seasoning is good.
What?
Go ahead.
The seasoning is pretty good. There's some players who are going to be hurt. They're moving Barton over. Dolphins, he should have taken notes. He was there, possibly. But they're moving Barton over, yes. But the seasoning is good. The food is good. So, yes, the recipe is there. And Baker Mayfield, don't you ever doubt Baker Mayfield. He's going to be a little banged up, but this man is on another level, and he's always trying to prove a point. This guy plays like he's got a chip on his shoulder every game. What more can he ask for? Tyrod Taylor, stop it. Bucks easily are pulling this out. It's in Tampa. Very, very easy. Bucky Irving, take notes. He's Bucky Irving, great running back for the Bucks. This is an easy one, and I'm going to stand on it. 24-10 Bucks are going to roll.
All right. Well, Captain D, I'm with you in a way, Captain D, except for the Tyrod slander. Terrible. Shame on you. But I am with you on this. Listen, Tampa Bay offense, they're 9th in rushing, passing, not that great, 26. Defense, they're 15th overall, 5 against the rush, 5th against the rush, 23 passing. Scoring, defense 13th in the league. Scoring, offense 18th in the league. Jets 30th in defense and scoring. I mean, atrocious. 24th against the rush, 13th in the passing. Scoring, they're 21st in the league. Passing 21 and rushing 10. So it's not good. On paper, I get there's some players that are out for Tampa, but look, for as much as I like Tyrod, he's an older player now. He's only going to give you so much. And this Jets offensive line is not the greatest. He's going to take some hits in this game. I get the Jets can be a little bit more balanced with Tyrod. I will say that. And you will see a better probably game plan, and maybe better. The receivers might have a better chance at performing better with him out there, but he's still who he is right now at his age. And the Jets are right now, they're struggling. I get week 1 was weak. They gave a bit of a fight with the Steelers, but I don't trust the Steelers either. And their defense is not looking good either. So I don't think there's any kind of repeat from week 1 to week 3 here. You kind of saw what they were about in week 2 versus Buffalo. You're in Tampa. Baker Mayfield is a really good quarterback. And I just don't see the Jets.
Could have had him.
Yeah, they could have. I don't see the Jets stopping them. And I don't see the Jets putting up enough points to make it a close game. I don't. I'm going to have it. I'll say Buccaneers 27, Jets 14, 27-14. I just don't see it being close. Yeah, I don't. I think coming back home, I get there on a short week or whatever, but the Bucs are playing good football right now. They're 2-0. You're going against a bad Jets team. I get it's a shaky 2-0, but you're still 2-0, and they're not bad. As far as their stats go, overall team stats are right in the middle. But if you're going to compare quarterback to quarterback, there's no comparison right now. And I like Tyrod, I do, but come on, there's no comparison. Even if Mayfield's a little banged up, he's still better than a healthy Tyrod at this stage of their career. And the Jets defense is atrocious right now. So I see right now, like I said, I see the Bucs putting points on them, and I don't think the Jets are going to put up a lot of points. That's where I'm going with it. So I could be wrong, and we'll see. But the Bucs should not lose this game. If the Bucs lose at home to the Jets, you're gonna be some angry Bucs fans. I'm gonna tell you right now. There's no reason why they should lose.
I agree with that
against the Jets. So I would be shocked, but it's football. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. But I just don't see
games like this. That's like the biggest reason I'm going with.
No, you're right. And Baker Mayfield, and it's weird with him sometimes because he does have games where he just doesn't show up.
Baker too.
Yeah, and that's the one knock I'll give him throughout his career. Even when he's gotten, where he's at right now, where he's playing really good football, he does have games where it's like, what Baker's this? Right? Like turning the ball over, like so. But he's also going against a defense that's
a shit defense. I know,
right? So will he melt down? Will they? What I mean? So I'm kind of like going through the motions here, but I just don't think Tampa loses this game. All right, anybody have rants that they want to do? I know Curtis already did his, but Captain D, Anthony, one.
I'll do a slight one just on the media, the national media. Like I said about the Dolphins, Stephen A. Smith bringing up, the comments that Tua made regarding Josh Allen, where he gave him his flowers, and I don't see everyone commented on that, and I don't see an issue with that at all. I think that's respectful. We just watched last weekend one of the greatest fights of all time. Maybe not the outcome, but Terrence Crawford becomes the undisputed champion, super middleweight champion, hands the belts back over as a show of respect. But the national media puts the narrative of how can a quarterback talk so, give another quarterback his flat. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. It's
all right. I get that. Like I get if it was a receiver talking about another quarterback, maybe, right, instead of your quarterback. But I get where you're going with it. Anybody else? Come on, Anthony. I know you got something about new
I'm cloud 9 right now, bro.
I ran.
Nothing.
I just need something to be happy about. That's it.
I got you. All right, we'll get to our 2 Real Men of Genius clips, and then we're out of here. All right, here we go. First one, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real Men of Genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Experimental Medications Tester.
Mr. Experimental Medications Tester.
While some people donate their body to science, not many are willing to do so while they're still in it.
Take me, I'm yours.
Using your skills of twitching and profuse sweating, you taught us that new acne cream might need a little more research.
Feeling dizzy.
At the end of the day, you feel pride in a job well done. You also feel a slight burning sensation.
Burning sensation.
More evidence of a job well done.
Yeah.
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, Prince of the Placebo. Not even that nasty rash can keep us from shaking your hand.
Mr. Experimental Medications Tester.
Bud Light.
and then one more, and we're out of here. Oh God, these are great. All right, your last one, and then we're leaving.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real Men of Genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Blue Aluminum Bottle Maker.
Mr. Blue Aluminum Bottle Maker.
Your amazing creation allows us to keep our beer, our hands, and the Arctic ice shelf completely cool.
It's really, really cold.
The only problem we have taking a drink, removing our lips from the bottle after taking a drink.
My lips are stuck.
Sure, we need a beer this cold. Should we ever find ourselves running wind sprints at the bottom of an active volcano?
I'm on fire.
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, oh frighter of the frigid. Now, can somebody please pry this bottle from my frozen hand?
Mr. Blue Aluminum Bottle Maker.
Do they even make those anymore? I think they do, right?
I don't think so, but I don't think so. Classic.
Anyways, guys, no, they don't. I wish they would make more of those. Those are great. So anyways, you and your dog are a good match, Tommy. I love those people dogs match their person. Yeah, my dog's the best. Anyways, guys, we appreciate you guys rocking with us on the AFC East Shakedown. Guys, everybody, I appreciate you guys coming on with me as well, doing it again this season. Juan, always great to have you back finally this season. We miss you. Mm-hmm. Anthony, you're the best, man. You're a trooper, man. I gotta say, you really take a lot. You take a lot of punches.
Yeah, you get abused, dude. I don't like that. They be killing you in the comments. I'm like, bro, why do you keep messing with this man, bro?
I keep telling myself there'll be a day where things turn around for me where I can punch back, but right now, it's not today.
There might come one day, Anthony. Curtis, we appreciate you too, man. We love your rants. We're out of here, Bills Mafia and everybody else. Peace. Go Bills.
JETS. Jets.
Oh, good Lord.
Bye-bye. See, Peter, he's too fast. You gotta tackle me. It's B. You gotta press B. I'm pressing B. He's too fast. Going over here? Going over here now? Never get tired.